Happy spooky season, y'all. It is I, the ultimate Kahuna, with a fabulous, fantabulous shirt. And tonight we are going to be discussing the movie Ernest Scared Stupid, or the movie that will make everyone who enjoys it stupid, in my opinion. But I am not alone. I am joined by the mighty, the clean shaven bodied A.C Pritchard. Welcome, welcome. And our wonderful guest, the funny, the fabulous Christy.
If you couldn't tell, I'm also very clean shaven.
Freshly shaven.
Not as smooth bodied as Ace. We've all seen him as smooth bodied. We call him Seal for a reason. It's not for the romance music, no.
You can be at sea for a long time, Kahuna.
Anyway, I can't. I need to stop talking about your body, or your wife will get jealous. So anyway, today we are discussing Ernest Scared Stupid. We'll be talking about that, the Halloween season, fun things with Flip City magazine. Also, Christy, if you haven't come up with a song called "We Flip This City," we flip this city. If you haven't come up with a song in that vein, there's a genuinely missed opportunity, a grand missed opportunity.
And I think there's some crossover potential with Orc City.
That's true. That's true.
There's a song called Flip City in Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I that's one of the album, or like one of the soundtracks I don't have on my phone. Though it's a good one. I should probably get that. Christ Almighty. Anyway, you guys
remember to play the soundtrack and make sure that loop is clicked off when you play your
in media assets.
Yeah, it should be under the sounds or music or whatever.
Sounds. Bongos, heartbeat fast. Is it heartbeat fast? No, wait. It
should be Ultimate Shirtless Kahuna.
Oh, wait. There. Wait.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Anyway, that's that. Thank you so much, Katie. Yeah. I don't know what I would do if I didn't have to, sell my shirtless body online for strangers. Anyway, welcome to the Iron Seas, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be discussing Ernest Scared Stupid. I will specify right now before the stream even begins, the only movie I would be interested in seeing of the Ernest variety after this is the movie Ernest is Stupid. Simple, straight to the point. And after hearing over 300 alternate Ernest-style movie titles the last time we watched an Ernest film, I am curious if we will get any more of that this time. I know it was started by Mr. Brian McCoppin, who was a great guest of the Iron Seas himself, but we'll just have to wait and see. Anyway, Christy, how the hell are you?
I'm good. How are you? I love that. It seems like your co-host is very good at getting you shirtless at the very beginning.
Yes, believe it or not, whenever that notification comes in, it's not him. It's his wife.
It's in fact a female.
Every time.
Oh, okay.
It may be a conspiracy, though. There's a small chance Katie doesn't exist. AC created her with AI. I've seen
her once. No, she did her own YouTube stuff that I looked into way long ago when AC was supposed to be on my show, but the stuff happened and couldn't show up. And I was like, okay. This is interesting.
By the way, the ball's rolling on my comic again. I just got new pages, and Luke vows to catch up pretty quickly. So I'm down to book that again and try again here because it just has to wait till after my move. I'm in a hotel right now, so
yes.
Once we move into the new place, then I'm down. If you're still down.
This is
Dude,
this is
I
this
told
is
you. I told you in chat when I popped in one time. Like, come on anytime. You have my contact information. Just let me know when you're ready.
well, he will send a carrier pigeon stat. Now, just to address some of the allegations, yes, Bill, this is the cross I have to carry. I have to beat women off with sticks. My bare hands are tired, and here we are. But anyway,
He's lucky I'm a happily married woman.
yes,
Yeah.
we've set some rules for female guests on streams. They must either be people I've known for a while and the allure has worn off, or a happily married woman such as yourself.
Okay.
And just for general safety on the show.
And Kahuna also goes out of his way not to go full beard because even married women, it's like kryptonite.
It's like they've written songs about them.
There is something about the full beard.
The full beard.
I
yeah.
know. I it's hard for me to grow it too. It takes forever. Just like my hair. Three years of growth I had to chop off. But it was worth it. It was worth it for people to take me seriously in court. Now, here we are. Let's say hi to the chat. We have Animation Overload.
What's up, Animation Overload?
We have Gino or King Bob. What? Is this an alternate account? What's going on with your name, dude? And also Billy Bill McHewiston, not related to the other McHewiston we've had on stream, but all very beloved all the same. Obviously, we have A.C. Pritchard's wonderful wife. She prefers to be called his wife instead of by her own name. This is a known fact. I hope she doesn't clap back about that. We have the wonderful Billy Judd. Ahoy, my friend. He, for as long as he has been a fan of the channel, has showed up and talked about the casting of the upcoming Harry Potter TV show every single time. We
got to cover that.
And I love it. I love it. And that's where we're going to start. But anyway, were both of you able to watch this film?
I watched it last night. Tremendous. You guys, just to let you know, I recently in the last 3 weeks started working full time again, away from Flip City. And so I've been learning how to spin plates. And I did fall asleep, but I watched the very end again. AC, stop your judgmental looking at me.
I'm not wearing a robe.
But yes, I did watch it, and then I was sure when I got home from work today to watch the ending.
Fantastic. I watched it on 2x speed today. And for when you do watch this, Justin, Mr. Evaleighmusic, I have finally found a reason for the 2x speed button to exist. I'm so proud of this movie in particular. This is the
Why didn't I think of that?
I know. I watched it on the way here. I was in the shower watching it. Nothing more uncomfortable watching essentially a children's movie while you're in the shower. But here we are.
It's like getting in Evaleigh's head. It's like getting a taste of how he thinks. Oh, now I get the 2x.
I get it. Also, Christy, what's his face? Eveleigh has done me the great injustice of watching some of my videos at 2x speed. Do you know what I sound like at 2x speed?
I will go find out after the show's over.
I sound like a maniac, but I also sound like Ben Shapiro. My voice gets quicker and smaller. First, I'm gonna defeat you with facts and logic. Anyway, makes my voice sound even more nasally, which I hate. But alas, here we are. AC, what did you think of the film overall, my friend?
Well, so I checked it out today after my son went down for a nap. I saw this opening. I was like, I could put some miles on editing the old novel. I could make some new music, which I'm kind of right in the middle of doing both of those things, or I could watch Ernest. So I popped Ernest on because it's the responsible thing to do, and I was kind of itching for it because I have childhood memories of this. As soon as Eveleigh first mentioned Ernest way back, this is the movie that popped in my head, and I didn't even know what it was called and stuff. So
I know they made one. Like, man, this is terrible. What if we made 13 more of them?
Yeah. So I watched it while my son was napping, and he actually woke up right at the end, and it actually held his attention, which I think Eveleigh suspected would be what would happen. because really this, you know, just to put an ender on my thought here, these are like live action cartoons, and you know, it's really good for kids actually, as far as getting their attention.
That's fair. There is such thing as all ages content. I believe Ernest is made specifically to disgust people of all ages. If you guys couldn't tell, I have a slight bias against this film. Christy, you look very lonely down there. Here is Dreamboat Lovecraft to be your companion. Anyway, but yes, actually, that covers up AC too. Or yeah, it's perfect. But wait, how do I get? Oh crap! How do I get rid of it now? No, not delete. There we go. It's gone. But all joking aside, I think this is probably a fine kids movie. It's the kind of thing I might have enjoyed watching growing up. Like, it kind of reminds me of TV shows and like for TV movies for kids, like that, those Spot the Dog movies, and things of that nature. I think it could have been good for that reason. But maybe next time when you make a children's film, maybe don't make the main villain have a ball sack for a nose. Maybe we avoid that. Maybe. Yeah. What do you guys think?
Well, one thing that I have to say about the movie is, like, normally I don't like enjoy or appreciate CGI movies, but this one was seamless.
Seamless, yes. Mm-hmm. Also, the troll appearing in the girl's bed was creepy. Predictable, but creepy all the same. It's like he could have just been behind her, but he was laying in bed with her. I'm like, yeah. Choices were made here. Choices were made.
It is noticeably creepier,
I'm not sure. I'm not like, I know part of it is the meme, but I don't know why. Like, the humor, it seems right up my alley. It's a little bit stupid, and it's a little bit, but you also have to think about it a little bit. I don't know. Maybe it's just like it's too little and also too much at the same time for me. But like, did you guys have a favorite or least favorite thing about this film?
Pretty much everything was my least favorite, and I was looking for something to enjoy. So I actually did enjoy after all the trolls fell off the tree at the end, and I got to see all the different, like, weird
designs,
created designs. I'm like, okay. I think that was my favorite part.
Also, did Henson help out with this movie? Did his company help? It doesn't seem like his level of quality.
It doesn't to me.
But it seems like he did almost everything like that back then, which is why I'm curious. Like, did you guys ever see the like that old miniseries, The Storytellers, or The Storyteller?
Yes.
Yeah, the old fantasy one?
Are you talking about the series?
Yeah.
I've seen multiple of them. I don't even remember how. Maybe like on streaming software. So I've seen multiple of them, and they're fun.
There's this old one, like from the 70s or 80s, and it's like there's this fake puppet dog, and he always asks this old man with a giant prosthetic nose to tell him the story. It's all these old fantasy, like, legends and myths and fairy tales, and So like when I think of Henson, that's what I think of. I love that old quality.
Oh no, I think of like Dark Crystal.
That's an obvious one.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah. I'll do the Henson research after I make my way through some stuff here behind the scenes. But yeah, I forgot my other thought. But yeah, I'll bust out the old AI and we'll ask some questions here about Ernest. Because I was curious. Absolutely. Oh, my favorite and least favorite thing. That's what you were wondering. My favorite, there was a surprising amount of like odd cinematography going on. There was a surprising amount of quality that I didn't expect, because I think other Ernest movies are like worse quality. And
wow! So you gave us the good
this
one.
is one of the good ones. That's my point.
That's funny, AC, that you even bring up the cinematography, because, and also what Kahuna said earlier about kind of like made for TV movies. That was like absolutely the feel I got. I never thought of any cinematography being interesting whatsoever. So I'm interested. You might have something to add. Like, where do we find this awesome cinematography?
This is the first time I haven't been the minority in a discussion about Ernest. everybody has these fond Hey, hey, Alex, buddy. This is the first time I haven't been the minority. Everybody has fond memories of Ernest, and I'm not one of them. I have no nostalgic attachment to this series whatsoever. And then everyone's saying it's like Jim Carrey, but better. And I thought that was absolute sacrilege.
And I'm not even a huge Jim Carrey fan either, but
yeah,
he is
like physical comedy. I don't think he's been beaten. I don't think so. And his writing's quite good too. But that's beside the point. I will give a compliment. Hi, buddy. I love you, buddy.
Hello, child.
I love the teeth not touching the middle. It's so cute.
Yeah.
Oh, you got something to say about it?
It's funny, like messed up teeth on an adult are like, nah, but on a kid, it's like, oh, that's so cute.
Oh yeah. It's like pre-braces age.
Now I needed probably surgery and braces. Never got them. My canine tooth on like this side never came in, so it was a gap.
You never had braces or surgery, but your teeth look like that? They look pretty good.
Like no, like you can't even tell that the center is off because that's how far off they are. Every tooth on this side has like grown this direction to make up for the missing tooth where the canine should be. It's in there. It just was turned sideways, so it never grew up. But yeah, no, there's one funny kind of not parody, but like referential joke in the very, very beginning, and that's when he's in the trash compactor, and then it's an obvious nod to Star Wars, like trying to use different things to like hold it open, and I'm like, okay, that's a little funny. That's like, it made me chuckle when I realized what they were doing. I'm like, okay, I appreciate that. No, that's fine.
The dog was super cute.
Dog.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy. Oh, but
the surprising amount of world building that was going on.
There was lore, there was backstory.
That's why I'm curious, Kahuna. So we'll find out. We'll find out about Hanson because I'm curious about the troll lore. So.
Yeah. I'm curious. Why did the troll have a ball sack for a nose? Just some design choices I question. It's like with the Alien movie, design choices was very intentional about what they were doing with alien design. In this film, it felt very, it's like accidental scrotum on your design. It happens, but yes, also Bill, you want a story? Damn it, dog, I am a fantasy story. Obviously every woman's fantasy, but no, my own fantasy story as well. It's fantastic. No, in this movie, I think actually we nailed it on the head, Christy, earlier. It feels like a made-for-TV movie. I think that's exactly how it feels. And that's not to say there can't be good quality made-for-TV movies, but they're kind of designed to have ad breaks. They're on a very obviously lower budget. And it's made to be like kid-friendly, which isn't a bad thing necessarily. Well, why is it?
Within the first 10 minutes of watching the movie, okay, here's also how it goes in our house. Like, we have insanely high standards for our visual entertainment.
Yeah.
I'm lesser than Scott is, my husband. And he loves goofing on stuff, like even pretty good stuff that I'm like way into, and he goofs on it. It's what we do. We're Satire Magazine. We have to goof on everything. But within the first 10 minutes, I'm just thinking to myself, like, I can't believe people paid a movie theater ticket to see this ever.
I don't know if they did. Did they have theatrical releases?
I don't know. AC, do you know that answer? Because
he's busy. I'll see if I can ask. I can ask
I can find that out. I'm just getting ready.
Demigod Grok.
Yeah, that would be interesting to know because I'd feel a little more. I swear they did. And just to give you a little of my own back history, and Kahuna, I'm glad you're kind of like on the same page. I never watched any Ernest movies except for one time. It was Ernest Goes to Camp when I babysat for the very first time. And even back then, and I'm only like 13 years old, I'm like, this is terrible.
Okay, so this is something. Okay, so I looked it up. So Ernest goes to camp. Ernest saves Christmas. Ernest goes to jail. Ernest scared stupid. Ernest rides again. And Ernest goes to school from 1987 to 1994. All of those movies had a like the first, what was it, 4 had a wide theatrical release. The last 2 had a limited/wide theatrical release.
That
Ernest
is
goes to school.
exactly my memory. Is
Yeah.
those ones? I'm like, those are all the Ernest movie titles that I would recognize.
And then there's 3 more that came out that were direct to video. That's Slam Dunk Ernest, 1995, Ernest Goes to Africa, 1997, and Ernest in the Army, which is 1998.
Okay,
And that's why they probably would have made more. Vernie died in 2000. That is sad. That is sad. It's sad when a talent.
I don't think he was a bad guy or anything like that.
No, I've never heard anything but good things about him. So
I am super duper curious though, because I even maybe I even switched in my mind, but what I remember is when you guys said, "Oh, we're gonna pick a movie, a Halloween movie," and what I remember is Jarrod had said, "AC wants to do Ernest Scared Stupid." I'm like, all right, fine, I'll watch it, because I was curious as to what AC would say about it. Because you're a younger guy, so I'm like, maybe you do have that like sentimental attachment or something.
I think he and many
but I've
others
never
do.
been into them.
I'd never seen a lick or heard an image. I had no mental like picture of anything having to do with any of these movies. Like, as in, I have never seen a poster before we watched the first movie.
Oh, okay. Well, I had a little more.
Absolute, complete like media, like not a lick of anything.
Okay.
So it was really interesting going into it with everybody who's so nostalgic for us. Oh, Brian, come on, Brian, lay it out for us.
Yeah, Brian is one of those super fans. So is Evaleighmusic. Admittedly, this one is a little bit of a crowd pleaser because about around this time last year, I think Lord Otter was being hounded on his appearance on here with Ernest movie titles in the chat, and Scared Stupid has been high on the list for a while.
Over 300 different movies. Basically, they would take a title of any given movie and turn it into an Ernest title. Put Ernest in there somehow,
which somehow sounded like a halfway decent Ernest movie, to be honest. No matter what.
And ever since then, like a lot in the beginning, and even occasionally now, Brian will come in and use AI to make an Ernest version of a movie for like poster for us, and it's.
All right, so I just stepped in a big pile of like show lore.
Yes, you did. And you didn't even know it. You know, the lore's here. She sank down to the neck. It happens.
I came here to make y'all hate me, I guess.
That works out but no, it works. Finally, it's like I am vindicated. I'm not alone. And it's kind of funny. It's like before. It's like earlier in the show is like Joe and I would typically disagree on quite a few things, like movie wise. But then like we both kind of gave a sync rating to what was it, Highlander, and everybody turned on us. It was great. I'm like, are we buddies now? Is that how this works? We both don't have a high regard for a poor movie, and we lost him.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen Highlander.
It's a mixed bag. Conceptually, really interesting. It's a really cool idea. The way it was filmed, some of the casting, it didn't come. It was a rushed, low budget project, and it needed more time. It needed better choreography. Like the sword fights should have been better. Also, since Justin isn't here, guys, I'll be sharing the bad movie takes today. But yeah, no, like there were some highlights. What was the name of the Jurgen, or the bad guy in that movie? Is Clancy Brown, that actor. He's the bad guy in Highlander, and he's perfect. He's menacing. He's gross. He's perverted. He's like everything you want in a villain in that movie. But the main actor, he does English is not his first language, and so he has this weird accent, and he kind of is cross-eyed, so he kind of looks like a half-wit from it. It's a weird film. Even a Queen, the band Queen doing the soundtrack could not save that film, which is saying a lot because Queen was amazing. Like, that song "Princes of the Universe," that was made for that movie.
Oh, okay.
And I love that song. It's fantastic. Brian McCoppin, Highlander won the Academy Award for Best Movie. You love. Jamie, check that. Fact check real quick. Just check the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Just you sack of shit. But while AC is kind of in the internet limbo, or as maybe Alex attacked him and they're having a fight to the death, Christy, what's a bad movie take of yours? Like, what's a movie where it's very popular with maybe even people but you just can't stand it, or maybe the opposite. Maybe there's a movie a lot of people dislike, but you're like, I just can't bring myself to hate this movie. I love it.
Man, that's a really good question.
I've been
like racking my brain. Like, well, tell me yours.
I have many such cases.
I mean, I'm always shocked. I am always shocked. Like when you're promoting the stream over on Twitter, and there's people saying, "I love this movie." I'm like, really? Like, I have to be true to myself. I can't lie and pretend that like I super enjoyed it. Like, I understand why children would enjoy the movie. It's silly and it's fun, and
it's fun enough. It's silly, but it's like, even amongst kid movies, like there are movies I would much better prefer. Like, for me, an all ages kids movie that I loved growing up, Hook. Underrated. I think it's really
Hook
good.
is great.
A very good film. I think it's even underrated for Spielberg, which is saying something too. But I suppose a somewhat topical movie bad take of mine. I think the Blue People Avatar movies are good. I
think a lot of people love them, don't they?
I think a lot of people do, but I think it's one of those things that got so popular that it became popular to hate with certain demographics and groups of people. Everyone's like, "Oh, it's just this." I'm like, it's simple, but like, the world is imaginative. It's visually a beautiful, interesting film. I don't really even hate the messaging overall. It's like the second movie. Are you kidding me? It's like this family is our shelter. It's our fortress. What a great. It's like about family and about like doing what you need to protect the ones you love. And like, Jake Sully learns that he can't run away from this problem, even though his family is under threat. I think there's a lot of good things going on in those films, and I think that some of the hate that I think they're hate, it's kind of like Demon Slayer, the anime. I don't know if you're familiar at all. It's fine if you're not. It's not the best story, but it's super, super popular, and everyone's like, oh, and I think that brings out this kind of hate in some people who enjoy those kind of things.
Okay, I'm gonna take it a tiny bit of a different direction, because I had mentioned that I fell asleep to this movie, right? But this is also just me. Like, I fall asleep to movies all the time. Series, not so much. Movies. I can binge series for hours and hours, but movies, it's the format for me. So,
because the 3-act structure comes to a close so quickly. Is that maybe why you fall asleep in movies? Because the structure, it's like things start winding down, and you're like, I'm out.
I think that might be. I have tried to analyze it, but here's great movie, but I fell asleep, and this is back in the Netflix days when you would mail shit back.
Way back in the day, yeah.
So I rented Usual Suspects because all my friends were like, you have to watch it. I kept that movie for like 6 weeks before mailing it back because I kept falling to sleep over and over and over. And then finally, I get to the point, of like the reveal. And I'm like, how the fuck did I ever fall asleep to this movie?
You know a weird one that I fall asleep to as a tradition now? A very good film. One of my favorite films of all time. The first Matrix movie. As soon as the elevator fight scene is over, like not even the roof sequence, as soon as the elevator fight sequence is over, if it's late at night, I am out like I don't know, out like a child, I guess, but I am completely out. If I'm tired and I'm watching that film, I think my body's like, it's happened enough times. My body's just like, well, this is the part where you fall asleep. So good. Out.
The first two movies I ever did it to, like very vivid memories. The first Fantasia. And
okay.
I mean, that's a falling asleep to movie. And Never Ending Story.
It felt like
knew
you were going to say Never Ending Story. I don't know why. I felt it. I'm trying to think of like kind of older movies that could induce sleep, and I think for some reason that one kind of qualifies.
Yes.
That on a loop, Never Ending Story.
And both of those movies are so great.
They are so great. I kind of miss the whimsy of old school fantasy, like Willow, the Dark, like all these, but like Willow, the Dark Crystal, and then you have like this old sword and sorcery movies, a lot of which I haven't seen. Like obviously I've seen Conan, but I know they made Cull and a whole bunch of other ones that I haven't seen. And
the first time I ever theater hopped was with my mother.
Oh, that's funny.
I can't even remember the first movie we saw, but then we theater hopped to Willow.
Oh, that's
and she was so nervous with her paper and the show times.
It's like, oh, that's a nice lady. I'm sure she has to take it. Yeah, I made it. I remember I theater hopped because me and my buddy arrived too early to a film. We were going to watch something. Oh yeah, we were there. Oh yeah, this is bad. So we were there to watch Harold and Kumar's Christmas. That movie, which is so stupid. It was in 3D. The weed smoke looked great in 3D, but the movie itself was just levels beyond stupid. I still laughed. I still enjoyed it. But then, like, we're here early. Let's pop in and see part of another movie. It's like, well, what else is here? Oh, Jack and Jill, that Adam Sandler movie where he is him and his obnoxious twin sister. One of the worst comedies ever made.
I don't feel like I've never heard of that Adam Sandler movie.
It's maybe the worst thing he's ever been involved with. And that's
saying something.
Yeah, I like a lot of his movies, but he has a lot of stinkers too. But this one is, I'm going to look up an image because it's one of the worst theatrical release comedies ever made.
I theater hopped back when I was a movie journalist back in high school. I had a press pass for the local theater, and it was initially to review Step Up 2, The Streets.
No way.
Also, Nim's Island was playing.
You got to go in high school. You got to go see movies for free.
Yeah, and I was in the paper, and I had my own column. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
The trade-off though is $5 an article, and I wasn't allowed to rate anything below a 6 or a 7 because, in her own words, in my editor's own words, we're trying to sell tickets, not necessarily review movies. So very soft reviews is all I was allowed to do, and I was looking for very honest high and low. Like I wanted to see a 1 or a 2 or a 3 sometimes, and I wanted to see a 9 or a 10, like very rarely. You know what I mean? And just give honest reviews. But
I got into free movies because my brother was a projectionist. I thought that was the coolest first job ever.
Well, like when you're back when movie theaters were cool. Like when I was even when I was in high school, they were still cool. It's like, oh, that's so cool. You get to see all the movies, and it's like it was a dream come true. Also, Brian,
Brian.
Oh my goodness. Also, it had Al Pacino in it with a Duncan. What is going on with our chat today? See. Also, so Christy, for your enjoyment, in case anyone forgot this movie existed, this is the poster for that
Oh,
movie.
now it is a vague memory.
It was like I didn't like we were sitting there. It was so bad. Like we were there for 20 minutes in a comedy, and I had no inclination to laugh. Not even like the urge to laugh. Like nothing. It was nothing. No scene meant to be funny was funny in 20 minutes of that film. I watched the rest of it. It was worse when you watch the rest of it. Somehow, unbelievable. But yeah, we'll bring it back when he's back in. Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, no, I'm like I'm not a. If a movie is good, it becoming unpopular, or it's like I notice this tendency: if something is good but not great, and it becomes really popular, people will hate on it almost as a knee-jerk response, like, "Oh, it doesn't deserve the love that it receives." Have you noticed that?
Well, I have, only because, like I said, I live with a hater, right? And so the first thing that comes to mind is Forrest Gump, right?
People hate on that movie.
My husband hates that movie.
Whoa,
yeah,
that's wild. Imagine hating on that movie and then living through the 2010s.
Well, I have to remind you, we're a decade or more older than you, so.
Oh yes.
I don't know.
It could, well, like I'm saying now, it's like a while back on the Iron Seas, we had an episode like back then. Towards the beginning, we would have a poll, and each of us four hosts would put up a movie for the poll, and the fans would decide what we would watch. That became exhausting after a while, but it was fun for the portion of time when we did it. And one of them was like, okay, what you have for the movie you have to select for this one is a movie that came out the year you were born. And it was then that we really understood the full scope, because every year that we were born was stacked with amazing movies. And then we compared any of those years to any year in the last 10 or 15, and it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing how many good films used to come out compared to now.
All right. Oh, you know what would be interesting as well is to do the movies the year you were born, and then the movies the year you graduated high school.
I know one that was really popular the year I graduated. I graduated in 2012, and a really big movie that year, even though people try to forget about it for some reason, the first Avengers movie. That was a pretty special film when it first came out. Nothing like that had ever been done on the big screen before. And to this day, I think it's still a very effective film, a very good superhero film. But yeah, that came out the year I was born.
Dude, Taxi Driver came out the year I was born.
Oh, that's fun.
So if you guys want to hear it, as always, I found the inaccuracies in the movie, meaning, yeah, there's some sort of source material that this movie needed to follow. That is lore for trolls, right? It's a troll movie. So let's dive into it. We got a wildly inaccurate movie, basically. There's some things
the troll lore was inaccurate in an Ernest film.
Yeah. So it got some things right, like it associated the troll with a tree. It's buried under the tree, and trolls are like heavily associated with the earth and forests and stuff like that. So that's on point. The appearance is pretty on point. It's like what you'd imagine a troll would look like, So yeah, there we go. That's fine. But the weakness to milk, we'll put a pin in that. Come back to it.
Thank you for bringing that up, because at the time I had the question, like, why milk?
It's because it's an Ernest film, I imagine.
Yeah.
For no other reason.
There's some symbolic qualities to it, like milk is very pure, it's like comes from mothers. It's like a very unique, one of a kind substance, and it has to be clean. I don't know. I don't know where they were going with that. Maybe it has to do with the unconditional love weakness that they added to when Ernest kissed the troll. But traditionally, they're weak to like sunlight, and even repelled by like church bells, other Christian symbols, and even like iron. In D&D,
Yeah.
they're weak to like fire and acid because they regenerate.
Well, it really depends because like there are trolls in certain like Celtic and older like Nordic legend, like, but they're not always called like their trolls kind of exist in a lot of mythology in some form. They're just not always called trolls. Like look at the Oni in Japanese mythology. They're basically trolls, right? I mean, they're their own version of it, but like that seems very troll. They seem very troll-like to me anyway.
The modern orc could be a troll, right? Because old traditional orcs are kind of just like an evil goblin. So,
Ooh, excuse me.
so there's that. But yeah, the milk even melts them like acid. So they could have just done acid, but I guess that's not kid friendly enough or marketable enough. So
It's
milk
always
on.
interesting what like because we all remember a kids movie at some point that kind of pushes the boundary of what is allowed in a kids movie in some capacity. This one did not do that, but it makes me like just thinking about them like, oh, what could have they? Yeah, what things happened in kids movies when I was growing up that it would be questionable or more meh kind of now if that happened. It was always fun. um, what was it?
The behavior of the trolls actually is oddly on point too.
Well, yeah,
Uh,
the mimicking voices and yeah, all of that was
well,
pretty good.
actually, I don't know about that, but like, yeah, the mimic thing, that's just cool from like a creepy movie perspective. I'll have to look a little bit
It's
more
also
into.
a really easy, cheap way to like. It's a budget. It's an effective budget tool to make something scary in a horror film. It's just like
Just,
it's just sound. It's not hard.
just,
It's not hard to do that.
I don't know as far as the troll lore goes, how much of a mimic they are. It seems a little bit more in the spirit side of things. But anyway, the behavior of kidnapping children, that's very much troll behavior. Just kidnapping people in general, but like more importantly, so that they can eat them. And yeah, more or less the children that they were kidnapping and turning into like the wooden effigies were being like consumed by the baby trolls. So yeah, they were eating people basically, and yeah, that's right in line. And aside from that, gaining power by turning kids into wood in general, like little wooden dolls. Uh, I think they made that up too.
Where there's always this idea, a lot of Celtic and German mythology. A lot of it. There's almost always a story of like there are things in the woods that want your children, and it reminds me of this kind of dialogue from the book The Name of the Wind with by Patrick Rothfuss, and it's like the main character's parents are talking to this very learned man of the world in a fantasy setting, and he said, "Hey, I'd rather not hear the names of these demons you're talking about, if that's fine with you." And they're like, "We took you for an educated man. We didn't expect you to be superstitious about something as simple as a name." And he explains it like this. He's like, "Well, if you go into this neighboring town and they said a boogeyman is in the woods, would you believe him? No. What if 100 people in that town told you the boogeyman was in the woods? Would you believe him then? No. But would you go in the woods? No. It may not be a boogeyman, but there's something in the woods." And I've always enjoyed that kind of thinking about old stories and fairy tales in that context. It's like, what was the reason for the story? Most are fairly easy to discern the reason. Most of the time, it's kids listen to your parents. But I still enjoy trying to break down old stories in that way. What about you guys?
Parents listen to your children. No, the other way around. Children listen to your parents.
You heard it here first, folks.
But you should occasionally listen to your children. I mean, they're really fun and hilarious.
And they're not all dumb, especially as they get older.
Hey, there he is again.
They want to hear what you have to say, buddy. What do you think? What do you think of the Trolls?
Trolls.
Mm, no, nothing.
No,
He'll get back to you.
Dad said you like the Trolls.
No, I believe it.
Okay, you know what though?
Yes, sir.
I was a tiny bit disgusted at the choice of the extra snot. And I'm like, that's a little much.
Yeah. Also, now that he brought it up in the comments, I want to watch Gremlins now. I want to watch a good monster movie for kids. Gremlins is a great film. Anyway,
And
AC.
so just so you know, Christy, you were chosen for this because of the comedy thing aspect of it. You know, Ernest is like a comedy. So we would be remiss if we didn't ask you how the comedy was as a comedy
It's
magazine.
for children. It's comedy for children.
Yeah.
You know, and I can see, like, I was watching this as best I could, thinking of children and what they think is funny. And I'm like, that lands. That would land. But this is freaking lame.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
man.
I think that's like part of giving it the most grace I could. I'm like, it's made for children. Like, what am I gonna say about it?
You're not gonna watch the Barney film and be like, oh, the plot is terrible in this film.
That's fair. Yeah.
I can guarantee you I would enjoy any Ernest movie that over any Barney movie. Guaranteed.
Yes. That's a weird thing to think about. I haven't thought about those movies probably since I was a child. Anyway.
Here's the thing though, like I think comedy, I really do think comedy for children could be a lot better than any of the Ernest movies. Like I don't feel like the writing was like, mwah, you know, this is how you write comedy for children. I wouldn't take that as a standard setter. You know,
I agree.
I think children can identify, and we should encourage them to identify subtext.
Kids aren't stupid. Well, most kids aren't stupid entirely.
Well,
they might be uninformed, but they're not.
Yes.
Yeah.
We should be like trying to build up the next generation, you know, into these like into nuance and really like the flavor of existence, and you know, and I don't think any of the Ernest movies are doing that.
That's fair. I think we could probably wrap up the Ernest talk. So final thoughts and your rating. I'll go last. Yes, thank you. AC, any final thoughts and a sink or float for the movie overall? Don't let the pressure of two highly intelligent and attractive people on your screen disagree with you.
Well, you know, it's hard to say because you got to like decide what kind of a lens you're going to approach it with. Which I mean, instantly kind of means it sinks if I'm trying to start it off by saying something like that, that kind of already implies that it's a sinker if an adult watches it, right? But if you approach it through like you said, a kid lens, or you know, maybe choose a different goal for the movie, because I think it could still be marketed to adults in a certain way, like
it's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
Because a very clean Christian audience, for example, would probably love Ernest movies, regardless of their age, just because they're goofy, you know.
It's always gets tricky because, like, hate to say it, a lot of comedy I enjoy is like suggestive or innuendo. It doesn't have to be vulgar, but that is the kind of humor I tend towards. As far as like films go, it's like I've always thought that kind of stuff was funny. Blame my parents. I watched Ace Ventura when I'm like before I could walk. But I think it gets tricky with a kids movie because I don't think you should be like there's certain things I don't think you should like be exposing children, especially younger children to, and so it becomes a little tricky when it comes to humor that way. I think a lot of clean humor you can have clean humor. and it's have it be funny. I think it just takes a special hand and a special kind of person to be able to develop that. So yeah, there's a lot going on there.
I think so. I agree with you. And by the way, because I'm sure neither of you know this about me, I've been a preschool teacher in my past. And
Sweet.
children thought I was freaking hilarious because, like, it is a different kind of humor. Like, I would do things like Robot Miss Christie, and they thought that was hilarious, and not that I'd make a movie out. And that's the thing. I would totally not make a movie out of Robot Miss Christie because it's not, it's not that well developed.
Yeah.
Here, I have a question for you guys, though. If you were to pick, like, top tier, like, very funny, like, for even all ages, without, like, pushing that Christian line too much, children's entertainment, what would you pick? Like, me personally, like, I just keep thinking of, like, Pee-wee's Playhouse. Like, that shit was fun and funny.
It depends on the age a little bit. Like, there's been modern movies. I think you can have good messaging and even go. I think you can touch adult subjects without making it too explicit for children as well. Like a movie that is meant for kids, but I enjoyed quite thoroughly as well. Recently came out of nowhere. Was K-pop Demon Hunters. Both my boys watched it, and I watched it with them just to make sure it was appropriate. And it was good message. It was a solid film, and then they loved it, and I loved it. It was a great thing. I'm like, wow, a kids movie that's appropriate and not boring and garbage. This is great. I love it. I'm very, very pleased with this. I think people need to be, I don't know, just good. A good movie is a good movie, and animation brought up another good example. This was coming out when I was young. Avatar: The Last Airbender for a show.
Heck yes, I love that show.
It's an amazing show. One of the better kid shows ever made, in my opinion.
Samurai Jack. I mean, if we're gonna go there, there's a bunch of examples like Pixar, what Disney Pixar used to be, basically.
And like even the Disney films touched on things that were kind of adultish. Like, remember what happened to Clayton at the end of Tarzan? That wasn't a kid friendly thing to have.
Well, my gosh, where and I guess that is like, it's an individualistic approach, like, what are you going to be offended at,
Yeah.
In writing for children, but also trying to, like, entertain the whole family. It's like, where do you stop? Where do the lines stop? It does get quite blurry, doesn't it?
And it's like, it also depends on the age. It's like, because at some point, avoiding certain subjects because a child is watching it, it's like, well, you would let your 16-year-old watch something you wouldn't let your 5-year-old watch. And so that comes down to kind of the end. I think that comes down to the individual discretion of the parents, obviously. It's like, for me, I take a similar stance as my parents, and that is basically like, I'm okay with violence is not a bad thing as long as it's not pointless violence and it's not too graphic. Like sexual stuff, not okay. I don't let my kids watch any of that, and I think that's
I would agree with that. I would. I mean, kissing, is that sexual?
No, but if someone it's for like 20 seconds on screen, uninterrupted, and with tongue.
No, it literally is like this. It's like, oh, that's romantic,
Romance is fine. Kids understand. They don't know how do I explain this. They don't understand romance, but they recognize it, and it's a part of life and it's part of the world. And as long as it's in a kid-friendly context, it's not explicit.
Well,
it's a great thing for kids to see.
If you're living in a healthy household, you see mom and dad do that in front of you.
Yeah.
It's like, mwah, love you,
Yeah, completely agree.
And Europeans, they greet and say goodbye by kiss, kiss, cheek, cheek, right? So
I only do that with my bros.
Yeah.
No, like what Hawaiian family, there's a little bit of that as well. Like my grandma,
Oh,
she just gives me a
but
life support. It's not
before I
weird.
lose my train of thought, I'm trying to identify that line of like what's acceptable, what is actually kids content and stuff like that. And yeah, I think it's pretty universal consensus. Rule number one, no sexual stuff. Okay.
That
Well,
should be a
what's
no-brainer for kids.
yeah, yeah. So like what's the second one, right? Rule number two is probably like the spectrum of gore, right? And that's like I feel like the
Yes.
line is pretty subconsciously being drawn kind of like at Star Wars Lord of the Rings level of gore, whereas you can stab somebody, right? But you cannot stab them vertically, meaning you can't run somebody through the top of their head down through their body or vice versa because it implies that certain things are being stabbed and it's a little visceral, whereas
I think
stabbing
you
them
could show
straight
someone
through.
getting
I'm
stabbed in the
sorry,
gut.
AC, I have to stop you right there. You gave me a whole new lens to watch all the Lord of the Rings again and be like,
Well, it's important because you can do that. You can stab them. You can cut their arms and legs off. You can cut their head off even. It's just you're not allowed to really show blood because and that's why I use Star Wars as an example because Star Wars very cleverly has a laser sword that cauterizes every single wound.
Except
So
for the
they,
first one.
yeah, yeah. So
I
they
wanted
just
to also
stab,
say hello to Tank Ferret.
I did
right.
too, yes.
What up?
Hello, and dating culture is killing romance. Modern dating, if you're going by modern dating definition, yes. If it's intentional dating, which it's not that different from courting. So it depends on on how you define it and how you behave. It's kind of like discussion I had with my family recently. My mom's gotten very like, oh, Halloween bad. Can't let kids be around all that satanic stuff. More kids are sacrificed on Halloween than any other time of the year. I'm like, well, even according to our own beliefs, like, yeah, see,
Is your mother a conspiracy theorist like me?
yes.
I need to meet your mom.
You
I think we'll have
you guys would
good
have fun.
conversations.
And she's not wrong. It's not that, but it's like even according to my own belief, I'm like, I'm not afraid of Satan. I'm not going to do things that are, for me, evil is an action more than anything else. And so, evil is what I told my kids is evil is what you do. You can do something very biblically sounding good on Halloween night, and it would not be a problem. It really just depends. But
Wow,
yes,
I'd actually love to talk more about Halloween and all those thoughts.
yes. But let's finish up with this movie. You
Okay.
gave it a.
I gave it a poop.
Okay, and for me,
Poop on it too.
I'm
I
going
poop on
to
it too.
give it a sink.
But mine's an honest poop. It's a poop for America. It's America's poop. It's a transparent poop. It's a
America.
poop that says, "Hey, this isn't for adults." That doesn't mean it's terrible for kids, but it's a poop that's being honest with myself.
Damn you, AC! You abstained me. I'm your guest.
Here
Now
we
I'm
go.
giving it.
Tuesday nights know where I'll be, riding high on the iron seas.
As it goes down.
I'm just happy we got to see the clip again.
I know. That's the thing. We don't always watch good movies on the Iron Seas. We watched some very, very good films. In fact, we did all 3 of the Lord of the Rings films 3 different weeks. It was tremendous. I've never seen 4 guys jerk off for 7 hours in a row. But
Right.
I didn't know that happened here. I thought this was children's entertainment. As I'm about to eat a burrito.
Hot in 360p right here.
don't spill the sauce. Now, let's see what else. We got some more comments in here. Oh, yay, Maji. I'm glad I made that comment just in time for you to get here. Hi. How are you doing? We're friends. You've seen me. You know how I be. Anyway, It's red, white, and blue poop. You might want to see a doctor. Yes. I tuned out for 5 seconds. What the hell? The bromance is very real, very real. Just AC and his couch cushion. It's a real thing. I love
my vice president is JD. What can I say?
Oh, did you guys see that meme of Trump and JD Vance earlier today? It was the the chubby meme face JD Vance is Cortana, and then Trump is Master. It's so funny. It's so funny.
It's crazy. Yeah.
No, it's great. But yeah, we can definitely talk more about Halloween. I know Chrissy likes her spooky stuff and her conspiracies and all sorts of stuff.
Let's let her. What's new with Flip City? Tell everybody what Flip City Magazine
Oh, well, let's do that. A little bit of promo time, but
then definitely.
For anybody that happens to be watching that does not know what Flip City Magazine is, we are a comic satire magazine, kind of in the tradition of Mad and Cracked back in the day when they were irreverent and it didn't cost them much. If there were any time in history that the irreverent comic satire had to exist, it was right now. The torch was dropped long ago when Mad and Cracked were bought up by corporate conglomerates that are basically
just a theory.
No, they were
conspiracy theory.
Not a single lie detected. No lies detected.
Okay, so the torch was. Stop interrupting me, Kahuna. So the torch was dropped. We picked it up in 2020. We've been publishing since then. We are now on the 27th edition with our very first special edition, which is the Parodies Only Special Edition. So basically, it's all of Flip City Magazine's very best parodies where we take the shit out of the mainstream with parodies of things like The Mandalorian, Lord of the Rings, the Rings of Power. Not the original. We all love that, right? But we could still probably could probably still make that funny parodying that, but we do
you
Lord of
parody
the Rings.
Anything if you're funny. That's a thing.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be a bad thing. It's just easier if it's a bad thing.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. Also, The Walking Dead. We have 2 in the series. It's The Walking Dead, the original, and then The Walking Dead Feral Dixon, where Feral or Daryl goes to France for some reason. We do Strange. I almost said it's called Strange Earthlings in Flip City, but that's obviously Stranger Things.
Earthlings? That'd be great, dude. Yeah.
Yes. And oh my God, we do. This is one of my favorites, and it's actually only a 2-page parody. Any fans of Weird Al Yankovic are absolutely gonna love our Weird-er parody. If you guys remember, a couple of years ago, they came out with Weird, which was a satirical retelling of Weird Al's life. And then we're also doing a satirical retelling of that. And it's very funny.
Oh my God. Dude,
it was a great movie.
Yeah, that movie should be on the show at some point. I'm just saying. But anyway, continue.
It was a great movie. So I gave you a number of titles that are going to be in the 80-page plus full color special edition of Flip City Magazine, Parodies Only. It is funding right now on Fund My Comic. You can find that if you want a direct link at fundmycomic.com/FlipCity27. And for the very first time, we've never done it before, we're terrible on our merch game. I will absolutely admit that. But for the very first time, we've made collector's cards from our parodies. That is one of the tiers on it, besides getting the magazine. So go check it out on fundmycomic.com.
Fundmycomic.com. 2027 Flip City Magazine.
And
coming
by
at
the
you.
way, do we not love Fund My Comic?
We love Fund My Comic. Like AC works
We
with
love
Luke
it.
Stone. We love Fund My Comic. It's such a good, honest. I understand like Indiegogo. Wait, what's the other one? What's the other gay one? Not Indiegogo. There's another gay one. Kickstarter. That's it. Thank you. Very gay, very homosexual. We all know this. And they take such a big percentage. They politic what's allowed on there and what's not in a fairly dishonest and inconsistent way. And FMC, like, it's just a good company. It's an honest company. And they do a very, very good, and they're getting bigger, much faster than either of the other two. So absolutely support Flip City Magazine, support fundmycomic.com as well. There's a lot of great people on there, a lot of great content, the best content. I enjoy the content.
Listen, like, here's what I have to say about both Flip City and Fund My Comic. Like, me personally, like, I freaking love like interacting in an independent space because we're like fiercely independent, and we are doing the things that people want to have happen to like push back on the mainstream. And we just need to find the people that also want to help us push back on the mainstream, and Fund My Comic. Freaking love it. It is why it's the only place so far, at least. We might run an experiment soon, but so far, at least, it's the only place that Flip City Magazine will fund outside of our own website, because it should be a movement. We should not be supporting those FAGs
Yep.
that like to set
The flags.
whether that's like outright censoring when you're big enough like Mike Barron, being like, oh, I'm going to take this shit down because people hate you enough live, or the shadow banning, which is the gayest way to censor. Like, and that's
very
so
common.
and that's I would say it's like 95% of people in the independent space. It's like, oh, because it's so easy to like look on people's social media and be like, oh, I don't agree with what they say. So, we're gonna downrank this. Anyway, let me have my tinfoil hat. But
no need for a tinfoil hat. I don't remember what project it was. There's a project I wanted to support on Indiegogo before I found out about Fund My Comic. And if you went into the section that it was a part of, I'll hand you back. There we go. If you went into the section, it was a part of like the genre, and you just manually like scrolled through the entire catalog, you would not find the project. The only way you could see it on that website is if you had a direct link to it.
Yep.
And I'm like,
I've heard that so many times.
That's so diabolical. And also, it seems obvious. Like, if that's what's happening, it's really obvious to find out. And it's just really.
But that's the thing. You can, when you don't have that giant audience to like, support you, to like push even
if you're
that
new, you're trying
out.
to build
It doesn't
an
matter.
audience.
They can do it. They can keep doing it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So, I mean, from my own personal viewpoint, it is so important. Even if you can't back a campaign, if you see somebody out there saying, hey, I think I'm shadow banned or this or that, like, just like amplify the message. If you can. Not if you can. I mean, it's fucking free. Do it. Like, don't be a little bitch. Retweet that.
It's like clicking like and subscribe on a video you like. It costs you nothing, and it does a little bit, just a tiny bit, to boost someone on YouTube. So with that being said, click like and subscribe on the Iron Seas and on this stream specifically. This beautiful stream.
You'll never get any of these dramatic issues with Fund My Comic. In fact, Luke is a really easy guy to get along with. He's, like a pastor Christian type, but he allows all types on there. You know, he has his principles personally, but
Isn't
you
it
know,
isn't
people
like one of
throw
the
their
only rules that like nothing sexually explicit, like
well, and
no
there's
porn
well
essentially.
like Little Mermaid is on there, for example. So like it gets fairly like lewd, you know, in
Yeah,
ways. It's
but like basically no nips and no vag and no ween.
no porn, right?
No,
Like
Yeah.
no ancient vampire schlong. No, we don't allow that. No, it's only on the movie Nosferatu. That caught me off guard seeing that in theaters. I'll be
You
honest.
guys, I'm literally just turning off my camera. I'm not leaving them.
oh,
Okay.
that's fine. That's fine.
Well,
And
now that she's gone, no.
yeah. Now we can talk
I know.
about
I didn't want you guys to start getting inappropriate.
Yes, that's fair. Yes.
Start getting inappropriate.
We're very no innuendo, no suggestive wording on our streams. No, never not once.
Well, not only all those other great things about From My Comic, but freaking you get more money back from it
Bill,
than any other.
I know the story you speak of. It's for the plot, obviously, right? The plot, yes. Large plots.
It's a full plot. Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead, AC.
Well, you get more money back from From My Comic than any other platform, and they pretty much break.
They take a smaller percentage. Almost not enough, in my opinion. That's why I feel good about tipping whenever I do.
I feel like that's how they're making it. Actually, is on the tips.
I suspect that as well. You know what I like? Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Indiegogo, an automatic tip. They'll assume you want it. So if you're not paying attention, you'll pay for your thing.
They're scumbags.
Yeah, it's so. I don't like it, man. I'll be honest.
Imagine that the business dials it back on their greed, and it incentivizes people to tip them more. Huh. Weird how that works. It's almost like when you get more corporate with all this shit and you have all these weird fees and you just make it all complicated and weird to begin with, people don't want to tip after that because they feel weird and they already spent so much with all the fees and shit.
It's like whenever I get takeout and they hand me the food and hand me this thing, you want to pay 20% of that as a tip for us handing you the bag. There's no service. I'll do it with some anyway, a little bit. I'll even do it with certain coffee places, but no, tipping is meant to be for service. And so if there's no conversation, if there's no service, if there's no them taking care of you in some way besides just making the product that you've purchased.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
There are points in time where counter service deserves a tip, maybe not 20%, but it is when that cashier or whatever is chatting you up and has a big smile, and is a cute girl.
That obviously helps. Yes. With coffee specific, no, I have my favorite coffee stand girl. It's not one of those bad coffee places. I only did that once when I was 16. But no, she reads more books than I do, so we talk about books. Now, unfortunately, some books she reads include things like Milking Farm. But all that being said, it's still fun. I enjoy conversing with her about books. It's fun. Hold on, I'm just letting someone post in the chat. Let's see. There we go. There we go. Yes, there we go. But yeah, no. So Halloween still, like Halloween. How do you guys feel about Halloween? Do you guys celebrate? Do you guys have any fun thoughts about that? And what did you guys do during Halloween when you were growing up?
Dude,
Christy?
I would trick or treat the neighborhood. And this is back in the day when we just had pillowcases. And I was just relating a story to Scott the other day so I'm third in line of 4 children. So I'm,
okay.
Baby, not baby, right?
Not the biggest baby, just a little baby.
Right. And well, I was a big baby all the time, but that's neither here nor there. We would take pillowcases, trick or treat the neighborhood. but I have memories of at least a couple years in a row where my dad would have to carry me because I'm just pitching a fit because my feet hurt. And
Yeah,
also
walking
thank
around
God
that
for
long.
fathers for that kind of shit, because like he knows that the older two still have it in them, so we would do that. It was super fun. I loved it.
I had a fun
And I
time
also
too.
loved trick-or-treating with my own daughter. Like, I personally never felt like it was a satanic thing to like dress up in costume and have fun with their kids. And like, I feel like it's community building if you're in a good enough community.
Again, this is like even outside of the religious kind of possible reasons, which I do take into account. That is my belief. This is what I tell my kids. Evil is not like anything can be made evil. And in the same way, most things can be made good. Not all things, but most things. If you spend Halloween night dressing up as demons and harassing strangers or scaring people or doing God knows what, you've done something evil. It's an evil thing. You've turned it into a bad thing. But if you like spend time with your friends and family, you have a costume party, you have a good time, and without any nefarious intent, you've done a good thing. And so I'm judging it based off of the merit of what it is. And even without that, from the Christian perspective, my own belief system, darkness does not overcome light. Light overcomes darkness. So, and Halloween is partially based off of a pagan holiday that was converted into Catholicism a long, long time ago, and it was combined with All Saints Day. So it has a Christian. The modern version of it has a Christian origin. And so I'm not going to sit here and pretend that it's a satanic holiday. Perhaps it is, but that's not what I celebrate. Anyway, those are my full uninterrupted thoughts on it.
Well, I'll just back what you said, but then also add there's also like the other meanings behind it, like harvest and stuff like this. So there's good reasons to celebrate around that time of year, just because the seasons are changing. Like at the bare minimum, that means change is happening. That means the earth is healthy. Oh, look, there's that thing that happens every year. It's happening again. That means everything's good. Right on track. Look how beautiful the trees are. There's a lot of reasons to celebrate other than just, demonic worship or whatever some people try to make it out to be.
I've also heard people say that dressing up is bad, and I think that's absolutely preposterous. I think it can be. I think anything can be bad if you're doing bad things. Like when I was growing up, I trick-or-treated all the time. I always had unusual costumes, and most of the time. And at a certain age, I would have this tradition where every year, me and my friends, we would watch a horror movie and horror movies and comedies 50 percentile. So for every horror, scary movie we watch, we would watch something lighter as well. And so, yeah, and that became a tradition for many years. And I missed that. I had a lot of fun doing that. Like one of the only days I would spend up all night when I was younger. And yeah, Christy, you mentioned you like going trick-or-treating with your daughter. I'm sure it's a fun thing. Kids like dressing up. They like using their imagination. Candy isn't good for you, but it's fun to go ask strangers for candy. It just is.
It really is, especially if you're in a trusted community.
It makes a big, big difference. Like there's one neighborhood around, close to where I live, called Sky Island. I don't care. People know where I live. And every Christmas and every Halloween, they go all out. Think every good neighborhood has a house that goes all out for decorations. Well, imagine if 70% of the homes did that. And that's what this neighborhood is. It's really fun. It's really great.
That's basically my brother's neighborhood in Riverside. It's the place where people come to, and it seems like everybody in those neighborhoods, that's what they want. They want people from even outlying communities to come in and enjoy their community. And my brother, that's the thing. I don't think I've made an original costume in probably a decade. And I probably won't this year, but I think I'm gonna dress up this year. Like I'm just
It'd be
feeling the
fun, yeah.
spirit. Like I have a box,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I can pull out of that box and make a costume.
It's funny. My kids had their little school-led trunk or treat thing recently, and Thorin wore an old Sonic costume. He met another girl dressed as Tails, like from the Sonic games and movies, and it was so the guy pictured it was so cute. And then Elric, he didn't have a costume, so he drew a robot on a cardboard box and just carried it around, and that was his costume. It was so much fun. I wore my blonde '80s like metal wig, the trench coat and glasses, and people were like, "What are you?" I'm like, I'm just me, man. Just me.
Well, you know what's so funny? So, like in where I live in particular, it's a mountainous area, and there is not so much of a Halloween like door to door thing. But there are
It's too
events.
spread out. It's kind of like
It is
little
well,
pockets
and
here
like
there.
super duper hills and stuff like that. But my community just did the downtown trick or treat, and so I'm like, I don't have a costume to wear. I'm like, I'm not going in my thing, but I did find my daughter's Bender beanie, which has like two big things and a thing sticking up. I put that on and like a Halloween shirt, and so many people were like, "Hey, Bender!" And I'm like, "It's this easy, really?"
No, like costumes don't need to be complicated, but like they just have to be inventive and a little bit fun, imaginative and fun. That's all.
I
it
was
takes.
just gonna say,
Blood
what do
and
you guys
souls.
think? What do you guys think? Okay, option A, and chat weigh in on this too. Option A, expensive costume that you pay enough money that it looks good, right? Like it looks convincing. Think like cosplay, or like another good example would be like fantasy, right? Like if you dress up as like a ranger, like a fantasy ranger, it's like a Lord of the Rings character, right? So like you pay enough money that it's good. Okay, now option B is that budget spent to like make a handmade version of it that's like authentic, super authentic.
Two.
Same
But
budget.
shiz.
So
Wait,
one
same budget.
I think creativity in your costume and commitment to it will always beat the budget. Like I like my family every Christmas we have, and for quite a few years now we've had a costume contest
At
during
Christmas?
Yeah, for a theme. And last year, what was it? No, the first year I won. I've been the winner 2 consecutive years in a row. I'm looking for a third. First time I won, I was the Grinch Who Stole Christmas. I came in with a full fur suit and it was I love that movie,
dude. So my favorite thing to do at our local Christmas parade, because there's always the Grinch, is I stand in a place and I boo him, and I tell him to get out of my parade. And then the best years is when I can get everybody around me booing the Grinch. It's my thing. I like doing it.
I beat you. So, and then last year was pink. So I got pink women's socks. I cut holes in them, made them into fingerless gloves. Got a pink jacket, pink spray paint on my long hair at the time, a pink shirt, pink jeans, and pink shoes. And I did win. I was not going to lose just because pink was the theme. But yeah, no, felt like traditions are fun. They should be fun. And like, truth is, like, if it's fine to dress up for Christmas, it's fine to dress up for Halloween. Just do good things. That's my only advice. It's I don't know why it got brought up that way. Maybe it's because it's been a debate in my family recently. Maybe that's why. This movie.
Which movie? Wait,
talk about Ernest. That's disgusting. I'll say it. That is vile, my friend. No judgment. That is vile. A little judgment. That is vile.
Sorry. I have to step away and throw up.
There you go. Hey, it's the trolls. I think the trolls are what did it.
The trolls?
It'll rile anybody up. That kissing scene with the troll and the extra snot, like you were saying.
Yeah.
Pure Kino.
We didn't say where that snot came from. That reminds me of something an old worker. I had this little Armenian guy from who had been part of the Navy when he was younger work for me. He was like my dad's age and had lost his license, but he was this tiny little guy named James, and I swear to God, like he was funnier than most comedians you meet. He just had that it factor, like as far as comedy goes. And you had to be careful around him. You couldn't give him anything because he would take that and run with it. It would become a joke, like a generational joke for years. It's like I'm like, oh yeah, so my sister-in-law staying with us for a week. She's kind of fighting with her family. It's like, Christian. I'm like, no, it's not like that. He's like, describe her then. I'm like, well, she looks a lot like my wife, just younger and thinner and blonde. And he's like, Christian. I'm like, shut up. And then like a week later, she was pregnant, unrelated. Had nothing to do with that, but I made a mistake. I told him, and so that was a joke for years. Oh man, he was so mean, but he was so funny.
Oh, good times.
Ernest joins it. I'm not reading that one, Bill. I can't believe I put it on screen. I should have read it first.
Yeah.
Dating world can be hell too. It just depends on what you bring to it, man. Like I'm not trying to date right now. I broke up with the last girl I was dating just because I did not think that, like, I'm not at a spot where I should be doing that. But singleness can be hell if you're not in a good headspace. But being with someone and like trying to date right now is really sketchy, depending on how you go about it. So don't the grass is always greener on the other side, man. Don't think that some chick with green hair who loves anime would fix your problems, though she could. Hey Christy, how are you doing?
Oh no, I like the grass is greenest on my side. I'm happily married.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I think we even talked about this on my show, Kahuna, like how it is dating these days. Like, I feel bad, so bad for you.
If I still had them, I would show you some of the profiles I found in my area because I live in proximity to Seattle and Tacoma, Washington.
Oh, yes.
I've seen things you people. Jarrod, I'm so happy to see you, my friend. How are you doing, man?
It's Jarrod.
Good. Miss Christy, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good to see everybody.
You're such a handsome man. When was the last time you dated?
Oh, that was 2000 and I guess 2012. I think like that was when I met my wife. That was the year I met my wife, and thank God I haven't had to do that since.
Might that have been the cutoff? 2012. Like, I'm thinking that's
dating app. No, it's close because dating apps existed. I remember that, but they weren't what they were. Only just starting to become what they have become now. But it was like it's like a 10-year process because I was married in 2013. I was married for like almost 9 years. And so when I got back into the dating market, besides being all mentally like messed up and not ready for any of that, dude, that was like jumping into a Shark Tank, man.
And shirtless on the internet every week.
Well, that I wasn't doing that at the time. I was just doing that on quarters now.
It's not by choice, it's by demand.
That's right.
So it's fine.
That's right.
It's from female. From female.
We have to give the women and some of the men what they want. Yes. It's like how attractive was Kahuna? The women wanted him.
The men wanted to be him.
No, some of the men. But it's like I've in private chats, I've shown some of the dating profiles I've seen, like some of the really egregious ones, or not even that egregious. Some of the typical ones, like in my area, like Seattle-ish area, from different dating apps to my buddies. I'm like, they're like, that's a meme. That's not real. I'm like, swear to the loving Christ, it is real, and it's so much worse than you think.
I promise you, sir, that is real.
And it's gotten to the point, like, I think, Christy, you and I might have talked about this on your show. It's like, if, like, all these people who want to be, like, different, it's like, oh, look how different I am. I'm polyamorous. I'm like, all of you look the same. There's a mold. Yeah. All look exactly like you all look like the same ugly family. Oh, wow.
This is why they
It's-
lash out when people say the septum ring theory, because it is in one fell swoop branding yourself in a very similar way. You think it's unique because it's a unique piercing, which at the end of the day, it's really not a unique piercing. And by doing that, you're putting yourself in a category. You're putting yourself in a category. The very opposite of what you're trying to do by like being so like independent and stuff. Like
Bill, I will say Tylenol. You're not a pregnant woman, so it's probably fine. Anyway, continue. Also, thanks for the website idea animation. That being said, I'm going to retract what I was just thinking and about to say. I'm going to keep that to myself. Actually,
Oh, man,
let a little discernment enter my
Say it out loud.
I was going to say something about how they don't allow abusive people on dating apps. Well, that's not true. So anyway, here we are.
It's very true. It's very true. They do. They encourage it even. What do you say?
It's like you think black street chicks can fight. You've never seen Polynesian women fight it out in public. It's scary. They can throw down, and they're bigger and stronger and much meaner.
They got to wrestle sharks, dog. They got to wrestle sharks.
They got to wrestle Samoans, man.
Yeah. Between the sheets.
It's like you don't understand. These women have been hit by men their entire lives. I hate this. It's a stereotype, but it's not untrue. It's like when my grandma first moved to Hawaii, her husband, he's only part Hawaiian anyway. He's like not Filipino. What do you call it? Puerto Rican? Not Puerto Rican. What do you call it? There's that other island. Anyway,
Indonesian, Malaysian.
No, it's something weird. He's part Chinese too. But anyway, he's like, oh, it's Tuesday. It's the night all the Samoan guys go home and beat their women. I'm like, oh shit. And she's like, oh, that's interesting. If you ever do that, I will cut things on you and I will leave. I'm like, fair.
You know, that is something that I think a lot of Western women don't think of, is like how freaking lucky we are, like that we live in a culture where
that's been
beating us is a major fucking sin. Like you do not hit women.
Yeah.
It's like these fucking feminists, they all can go suck it. You know, it's like I know I live in a wonderful culture. Like I've never had to think of like, oh, is this man gonna hit me? Because it's like, well, and also, I mean, is it the color of my skin? Maybe. Also, like, I don't know. It could be, and that I had a strong father and I chose good men in my life. You know,
it's not really even a race thing. It's a culture thing. Like how do I explain? I'm not going to miss words about this.
You know,
ghetto culture is much more disrespectful on principle, as an underlying principle, than say country culture. You have your rough characters in country culture, but it's not socially acceptable to like be beat on women. It's just not.
No. Coming from the sticks, that is true. My granddad tells a story, before he died, but he used to tell the story. This lady that lived on the street, on the other end of the street where my dad and my uncles grew up, he would go out drinking and come back and beat his wife. And this went on for years. And one night, she had enough. And she waited for him to get home behind the door with a ball bat. And she
wasn't here to play, man.
She proceeded to break both of his arms, cracked about 5 or 6 of his ribs, gave him a concussion and put him in the hospital. And they never charged her with anything. The cops didn't. And she told him, she said, if you ever raise a finger to me again, I will beat you to death in your sleep. And he never drank. Not only did he never hit her, he never drank a drop of alcohol for the rest of his life after that.
She cured him, dude. Holy
she did, dude.
Got the alcoholism right out of it.
I'm sure that wasn't singular thing. I'm sure plenty of women dealt with it that way.
Yeah,
I don't think many did, actually. I'm sure some did.
Some
I don't
did.
think many did, though. I think it's well, because like think about it. What if that went wrong? What if she missed and then he's
She took his
in a
knee out
rage?
first.
That's fair. Or like if
Yeah.
he caught the bat. Yeah.
Take a knee out, he can't stand up, and just go to town.
And you're distracted because it's by surprise.
Tell
so
your
yeah,
daughters, knee first.
Yeah.
me first. Yeah, me first.
Yep.
No, on the subject of the feminist-centric outlook on the world and how good like our society actually is, like when you study a lot of these things, like from an author perspective, studying like world building, and when you're trying to like put symbolism in shit, like you start kind of like going crazy, becoming a conspiracy theorist, but then also get a mind for like how worlds are built, I suppose, and like the bones of everything, right? How like what things society cares about, and when you look at ours, it really is kind of from a female lens, from the bottom up. Even if quote unquote the men have all the power, right? Okay, men are the first to die. They're expected to die first, and in fact, one of the greatest things a man can do is get a beautiful wife that loves him and cares about him. And
Well, it's like part of the culture war stuff. It's all truly nonsense when you break it down, because like it does like it's always about who's better. It's that none of that matters. Men need women and women need men. Simple, truthful.
Yep.
That's the truth. None of this, like, neither one can exist without the other. So what's the point of this dumb argument?
Yep.
Well, I don't think that's a dumb argument, actually. It's how you go about connecting the two.
Yeah.
Are you talking about me, Maji, or?
It's like, geez, that's harsh, man.
The overlooked 13th step, getting addiction beaten out of me. It's like, I will beat you with a baseball bat, or you stop smoking, or something.
Carve the other steps into the bat.
Oh man.
Yeah. Brutal,
Officer,
dude.
he beat my bat with his face. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know what to tell you.
It's like when Russia was investigating that crime. It's like this child loving individual, he committed sewer slide, and he stabbed himself in the back 47 times in a row. So we ruled it as a sewer slide. That's what it
fell
was.
Backwards off a ladder into a pit of knives. What do you want us to do?
Nothing to see here.
Nothing to see here. I'm like, I'm not gonna like give Russia props that up. You're muted, by the way, Christy.
It's my Bender costume, and I swore if anybody said hey, it's Bender, I was gonna say bite my shiny metal ass, and then I never did because I got shy.
I was gonna say Bender. I barely know her. Anyway. Anyway, I believe it or not, I hold a lot of the jokes in my head back. Believe it or not, but here we are.
That was what's funny about last week. Kara was like, "Wait, Kahuna." Last week, Christy, like Kahuna was just shot coming in from a really long, hard day at work, and he's apologizing to our guest about his low energy, and she's like, "Wait, that was low energy?"
Oh yeah. Nope, that was Ripple Lauren. She was fun. Yeah, we get to the end of the show afterwards. I'm like, I'm sorry, I was struggling today. I kind of came in with low energy, and she's like, "That was your low energy?" Like,
you're done running a fucking marathon, and you're both sweating and like out of breath. Like, sorry.
It was like when I went to Royce's house at this point mythical barbecue that happened, and everybody showed up. It was fun. Except for you and Herman, there were people who didn't show up, but a lot of people did. Anyway,
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's fine. Royce had White Claw.
He's still apologizing to this day.
He's like, I wanted to be there. I'm sorry.
I did. I really wanted to be there. So.
And then AC is looking at him like, son, it's not your fault.
They'll be wrong too. It's not your fault. Yeah, okay. It's not your fault.
But yeah, Royce met me. He's like, oh, you are like that. For real. Okay. he comes like AC got there. He hugged me. I had a drink in my hand. It spilled all over my shirt. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. Took it off. I'm like, it'll dry in the sun. Never did, by the way. It was wet like 4 hours later. I don't know how it was still wet, but anyway.
There's that Midwest
dude. What the fuck? Where's Kahuna's shirt? Oh, it was a fun time.
Hey, how just out of curiosity, how long did we last before he had to go topless?
It was a little
Oh,
longer.
no, it was immediate.
Yeah, Katie was on it today. I thought maybe like they're traveling. She's not thinking about it. Maybe I'll no, she has right away. And I don't think Christy knew that about this show. I think she knows about how I am, but
no, I did know it about the show because I tuned in with Frederick Guimont.
Yeah,
Frederick Gooey Duck. I love that. I love that guy.
I like to call him Guimont. And
that's a
you
good
think of
one too.
And he's French, and I'm like, he's Frederick Guimont.
There's so many interesting things about him, and everyone's like, he's French. It's true though, and he's French. Like I've never met a French Canadian that I liked this much. It's so fun.
I really like having Frederick on my show. We had actually the longest stream I ever had because I try to keep my shows to 2 hours.
Yeah,
we streamed for like 4.5 hours because he is such a conspiracy theorist. So we kept spinning that wheel, and we were.
I know.
He's drinking his wine.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
That's such a French thing to do. No.
He got his shirt off too. He decided to put it.
Oh yeah, on that show, there were 3 topless men when Jarrod showed up. It was great.
That's right.
Oh, we have a doggo. Always.
This is Ozzy. He's a
Like
very
Ozzy
naughty
Osbourne?
boy. Yes.
Oh, that's such a good boy. That's so good. I like German Shepherds. Never owned one, but I like them.
Dude, like German Shepherds are my breed, and this guy was super neglected for 2 years of his life.
Oh.
He came to me as an adult puppy with no manners,
Yeah.
and look at him. For 2 months, for 2 months, my arms were basically raw.
Oh yeah,
it was terrible. But now he's, we're still learning. But I love him so much.
As you do. Hold on, I gotta send a funny. Do you know Herman P. Hunter, Christy?
I don't believe I do know Herman.
Oh, he does the best.
HPH man.
Yeah, he does the best. What do you call it? Jordan Peterson impression, like of anyone in our circles. And so, like we've had him come on with a PNG of Jordan Peterson and talk like him for like up to 20 minutes at a time. It's great fun. Anyway, I got to send a really unusual thing he said over in the Discord, so I'll be right back. Entertain. Hold on.
Are we entertaining by talking about German Shepherds being the superior breed? Yeah, we've had a lot of those jokes in the last 3 months. In fact, I said on a live stream recently, because he showed up because he's attached to my hip. He doesn't like colored people, and it was a joke. And then everybody was like, and I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I meant people of color." Pushing those limits of communication.
Yeah, I don't have time for pearl clutching, man.
Me either.
Yeah, we don't like jokes of that ilk around here. No, definitely not.
Dude,
it was like
fun fact about Corpus Christi lore here. Our first bass player, Phil, just happened to be a black guy, and also turned out to be the shortest guy in the band. And his nickname on tour was Philbo Blackens.
Oh.
And we used to do this thing. We'd all be together, and one of us, it was usually me or our front man, would yell, "Hey, white girl!" And Phil people would turn around and Phil would be like the only black guy.
Oh, there was a buddy of mine. He was a drummer for a local rock band for a while. They got a little big and then they broke up, as most rock bands do, truth be told. But they were doing a show and their guitarist was a black guy, and like before they were on stage and the crowd's obviously out there, but the lights are off so they can't be seen. He's like, I'll change name. Derek, smile. They can't see you. Like, you sack of shit. Bilbo Swaggins. That's yo, and also we've been joined by the mayor of Orc City himself,
The honorable mayor,
John A. Douglas. His second book will be coming out hopefully this year, maybe early next year. I'm very, very excited. He's a very good author and a good friend of the channel as well. And yeah, no, it's fantastic.
John, I gotta say thank you so much for that history lesson
that's cool.
in so very few words. I mean, that's what you get from a good writer.
Tremendous. Yeah, no, I did a little bit of research behind the scenes, but then we stopped talking about the movie because it's terrible. And what I discovered is it started off as like a short, basically like a skit. And then they just expanded the character and then made more and more movies about it. And I'm like, maybe it should have just stayed as a skit. Who knows? Only God.
Ernest Goes to Camp is classic. Like that one cannot be ignored. That one's so good.
Well, that's
it
the
is
thing.
So something.
So I'm super interested in it because you weren't here for all the Ernest talk and mine and Kahuna's hate on it. I can't.
It was so
imagine,
vindicated. I felt
Jarrod,
so vindicated
that you could appreciate Ernest.
Oh yeah,
you obviously do.
So I have a rare DVD copy of the Ernest P. Worrell Family album, where it is a collection of a bunch of Ernest skits with Ernest, where he's talking to Vern. He's up on the roof talking to Vern's like doing stuff, and Ernest is being Ernest, and he's like, "Hey Vern, here's my family album."
John used to watch his show in the morning.
Yeah,
that's wild. That's kind of cool. Also, John, you're older than I thought. Anyway.
So it's Ernest walking through, going through his family album and talking about the history of the Worrell family, and then there's a skit for each character in the family album, and it's so good. It's so funny, man.
Maybe that's why I didn't appreciate the Ernest Scared Stupid as much. Is I completely forgot about Vern. Hey, Vern. That was his thing.
Also, real quick, I did you guys hear that thing that Herman P. Hunter said the other day? Unbelievable. You just couldn't believe it. Oh wait, no, it's not working. Dang it. No, all that prep and nothing.
All the setup.
There we go.
They'll tear off his genitals with their teeth. They'll rip off his skin. They'll tear.
I'm not going to give any context because I think it's funnier without it. Anyway. Oh no, but yeah, no, it's been good.
It's a common topic he brings up.
Biting off genitals.
When he's talking about chimpanzees.
Yes, sir. The
just
genitals.
checking.
Yep.
I only know about the lobsters.
He's a funny person to someone on it, like his wife showed him this video of someone had collected a bunch of these kind of off the wall sentences he said that out of context sound wild and really strange. Putting them all together made him sound like an absolute lunatic. I enjoy his talks, but it was quite funny. It was quite funny. Honestly, if you did that with me, I'd probably sound even more like a lunatic than normal. Actually, thinking about it, but it's like that's what every now and again I'm like, I wish our channel had a much larger reach, because I see some of the dedication to lore and clipping that some of the big channels get. I'm like, it's not just for the status of being bigger and possibly making a buck or two here and there, which would be fun as well. But it's like, I look at stuff like the Unsubscribe podcast and how big and how in their reach and some of the things that their fans do for them. And there's this Japanese podcasts, like like English speaking people in Japan, like podcasts that I follow, and like their fans are insane. They've done stuff that is so cool. I love stuff like that, and it's like, man, you need a dedicated following to get that kind of treatment. It's fun.
You know,
Well, to
that's
be honest,
something that I think is underrated in like gaining the audience. And I went on a podcast once, and it was the only time I was ever memed. But I got memed during the podcast. I'm like, oh my God, that's so fun.
I know it's
Like,
a
I
lot of
want
fun.
that. Yeah.
It's like I'm gonna shout him out here. AO Animation Overload. He does so much like art behind the scenes. He came up with the Supreme Ruler Penguin of the Iron Seas, and he's done art for our comics and such. And he's been such a great friend of us and the channel altogether. And it's always a blast. Like at one point, someone made a comment, and they assumed like it was a video where they only heard my voice, and they're like, you know, they assumed I was black, and they made a comment regarding that. So I told the Discord about that, and AO was like drew this picture of like this black guy with this weird costume and all this stuff, and it's and then he put my quote, "I'm basically black now." And like this is a beautiful thing. This is a beautiful thing.
No, Animation Overload is fucking hilarious. And I got to give a shout out to King Bob / Gino and Bill McCuston.
Billy.
Those two, Gino and Bill, they host movies every single week in the Discord. Fantastic guys.
And
They're
Gino
fantastic.
is just active. I love Gino too. He's so much
Yeah.
fun. Also,
Yeah,
Maji, I'm not going to explain to Christy what you mean by this. I think it's funnier if I don't.
Yeah, I read that comment,
Oh.
and I'm like, I'll leave that one.
She,
For the host.
I am actually going to explain it because she didn't know what beaver was euphemistic for. And so one day on stream, maybe our stream or Royce's stream, I can't remember which one, she brings out this stuffed beaver and she's talking about it. And she doesn't understand the joke, and we're all barely holding it. It was so funny. It was one of my favorite stream moments of all time. It was unbelievably
I
funny.
can imagine.
Because her ignorance and us trying not to.
And was she saying things like, "It's a very soft beaver"?
Yes. It was unbelievable. She's like, Kahuna's touched my beaver. I'm like, stop. Oh my goodness. It's just we love you. We love you, Maji. We love you. I need to see you again. It's been a while since I've seen you. Like one of the only people who lives in a reasonable proximity. And what is that? Oh, the beaver. Yeah, the beaver. Oh, that was fun. Like, because for a while, like at one point, people didn't know that she and I lived not close, but like within a reasonable driving distance, like less than 4 hours. And so, like, we went on to stream one day on a frequency show. What is it called? Oh gosh, I can't remember what it's called. It's every Monday night, but anyway. And we showed, and we both streamed from her house with her computer. And like, wait, you two, how you guys are not? Yeah, you. And they're like, oh wait, do you guys live together? I'm like, no, never like that, but it's fine. Wing it. Thank you, Maji. I can't believe I forgot. I'm so sorry, Frequency. You're not here tonight, but if you see this, I am deeply, deeply sorry, and I regret the actions that led me to this place in my life. No, like all those fake apologies politicians make. It's like, I am deeply, deeply sorry. Like fake tears, like squirt a little water, fake tears running down. Oh, but yeah, Christy with Flip City Magazine. Obviously, you don't want to make all comics political, but I will say politics has given us a lot to make fun of in the last decade.
It's true, but you have to remember that, like, I had statistics at one point in time in my mind, but like we're so far from that like so many people do not pay attention to politics. And thank you for rubbing your nipples for me.
That was for Herman. He's like, I have my face like 6 inches from the screen.
All night I've been trying to flirt with Kahuna. and he gives it to you.
Well, you haven't seen him. He such a beautiful gray fox. You wouldn't believe. Well, I love that little guy. I think I could put him in my backpack. But anyway, he's a great guy.
Herman's a national
So
treasure.
you've also met Herman in person.
Not in person. I just
Assume he's tiny.
no.
When
He is small, but yeah.
When Herman came on Pritchard Pub, I think we spent like an hour and a half leading up to the hour and a half stream, hanging out backstage, just chatting about like life and shit. And I'm like, oh, I suppose we should go live now. You know, like we've been hanging out for 2 hours already, and we just kind of continued where we left off on the stream. And I don't know.
Bill, I am the cryptid. The cryptids have nightmares about. That's the truth. Anyway. Oh goodness gracious! But yeah, no, that's kind of the only way. Not the only way. One of the only ways I like to consume anything political is through the filter of humor. Like, so I was really into Steven Crowder's show back in the day for like a period of time. I like Razor Fist love Razor Fist. His channel is like, it's a forever favorite of mine. And he's never done anything. He hasn't done anything there. I'm like, okay, I gotta get out of here. But
he's like one of my favorite epic ranters below Salty Cracker. Like Salty Cracker is the best.
Yeah. Who's Salty Cracker?
Better than Razor Fist.
That's
Look up Salty Cracker.
That's saying something because Razor goes off.
You haven't seen Salty go off. If it, like, I feel like Salty is funnier than Razor Fist off the top of his head.
Maybe Razor's better at writing. Maybe
I think Razor is a better writer. Salty doesn't write shit. Salty,
he just goes.
Yeah, he goes, and when he gets on that rant of like anywhere between 2 to 20 to 25 minutes, like
I might have to look this guy up.
Literally pissing your pants laughing. Like there's been so many times watching Salty Cracker because that's the thing too. He feeds off the chat.
That's the way. Yeah.
And it's insane. It's insanity. Actually, and I will take this opportunity to thank the Salty Cracker. Huge. Actually, I think he's bigger than Razor Fist.
How have I not heard of this guy? This is weird.
For being the guy that absolutely launched Flip City Magazine back in 2021.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's really I love when a big creator does something to help out a smaller streamer. And now it's kind of funny because sometimes like I'll see shows like close to our size or maybe a tiny bit bigger, tiny bit smaller. They'll bring on someone big on occasion, and sometimes like there's no impact at all. The algorithm will just bury it. And it's really strange. It's like one of my favorite comedies for a while was The Campaign with Will Ferrell and Zach Galifianakis, because it's like it's not making fun of a specific political party. It's making fun of the process of politics more so than a specific political party. And I thought that was really, really funny. Like the whole thing, like whenever politicians like shake hands before a debate and they're like whispering things to each other, it's like, oh yeah. In the movie, it's like, oh yeah, they're just insulting each other, like just roasting the shit out of each. It's like, I heard your dick's so small you pee on your balls, and just like walk away.
That's actually how I would imagine Salty Cracker and Razor Fist meeting each other. But I guarantee you, they already know and like each other. I'm pretty confident they do know each other.
It's very possible, and like it's weird. Like sometimes like people know each other that you wouldn't expect. Like apparently Royce's wife knows a whole bunch of people because she was involved with like politics and streaming stuff way back in the day, and so like she knows like Shoe on Head and other people. I'm like, what? How do you know these people?
Shoe on Head's pretty cool. I like her.
She's one of the only like. How do I explain this? One of the only funny left-leaning people that I know, really. Like Bill Maher can be funny. I'll say that. I think Bill Maher can be funny.
Yeah, but also he's so mainstream that like I wouldn't even put him in a contesting thing with Shoe on Head. Like,
well, there's such a different sphere, obviously. Yeah. No. And Shoe on Head knows how to be funny when she does prioritize entertainment over message most of the time, and I think that's how that's how I prefer to engage with politics, because if I engage with it too seriously, it's very depressing. It's to it like ingest that at all times. Like, from my spirit is just like, I don't feel very Christian when I take in too much politics.
you're probably right in feeling that way. You know, I don't think Jesus's love doesn't reside there. In
I
politics.
think you're mostly correct. I think there are small exceptions, like Charlie Kirk was a good example, but for the most part, yeah, no, it goes back to this whole argument I've heard. And
but that's the thing.
Yeah.
Hold on, I have to just stop
No,
you
no,
real quick,
you're good.
because that's the thing. I think we live in such a politicized time. Like, everything's freaking political. I love those lips, by the way. That I don't truly believe Charlie Kirk was that political. I mean, he was, but it's also a lot of what his messaging and everything, it was actual societal, but everything's been so politicized that having these very basic opinions, you're this exact square of a human and you fit in this box and this is your political thing.
Mike, is it political to say I think children should have the right to life? I don't think so, but it's been made into something political, and that's sad. Jared?
Yep.
No, I was just saying it's become political. It's like the stupidest things have become political now. It's just gross.
Well,
I think one way we can push back is like really identify what is actually political and what's societal.
Yeah.
And stop,
like,
and on our side,
yeah.
stop considering that a political thing, because you had said maybe 5 minutes ago in bringing up Flip City, political. I'm like, I don't consider what we're doing very political. We're literally just like commenting on society, but everybody wants
political.
Everybody wants to call us political satire, and we're not.
Yeah,
we're just satire.
Yeah, I miss the good old days back when like politics and politicians were lame, and you just did like you didn't talk about politicians. We'll talk to this guy. It was lame. Like, they weren't celebrities. They were these stuff-shirted nerds.
There was no George W. Bush dance when he won. It was like not like Trump. It's a weird time.
They weren't even nerds. That's the other thing too. It's just like they're like there's like dorky kids in high school that are like on a debate club.
I don't think I ever would have heard the term big balls in any political realm until
that is the further blurring of the lines,
Yeah.
I'm here for it. Yeah. I was going to say politics is a very earthly, man, human thing, right? So it shouldn't be tied with like religion or anything. And this is why like Charlie led with scripture and said he wanted to be remembered first and foremost by his faith. Because that was actually his goal, was being a man of faith and spreading the faith. And if it happened to be politicized along with that, whatever.
We don't need to mince words. His ideal version of conservatism was based in his Christian belief. And in some, there's been an argument I've heard postulated recently that in some ways, conservatism does not align with aspects of Christianity, and I think that's possibly true. I think it has to do with how you interpret it, but yeah.
That's how you define conservatism.
Real quick, and before that, like I was gonna say, there's actually like an outlook and a framework of leftism that could support Christianity because of how much Christianity calls
Yeah.
for loving everybody and loving.
I know what you mean, and I think what it comes down to is, in my opinion, it should be by like this. I think of the Striper song, and it relates to certain Bible verses, but it's invitation only. Like if you force somebody to have, like, say, a charity tax, like this is a tax that will help like fund these different charity programs that we've decided. If it's not voluntary, then it's not charity.
Yep.
You take away the heart of what something is
Yep.
just for the legalistic like outlook. Like we're going to it's by force. It's like God, for all the things that he is, in my opinion, he is not a dictator. He has given us the same thing he himself has, which is agency. And I think it needs to be like in things in the political realm as well as in the personal realm should most of the time be invitation. Like I'm trying to do that when in raising my kids. It's very hard when I have a very willful child like my oldest, but I'm really trying. like I don't want to walk in there like, this is how it's going to be, boys. I'm going to get the belt. Like I don't want to be like that. I want to be like, hey, I know you're a good son. I know that you want to be regarded as a good son, and I know you have that in you. Can we act this way? Can you join me in this process? I'll try not to get angry. I'll try not to raise my voice or like put you in timeout, but please put out efforts in this area. Do your best. And
keep with that patience. Keep with it, and he'll learn.
Yeah.
Trying. I'm
like, and the modeling of it.
Yes. Yeah. I'm trying. Yeah. I think when most people are, maybe I'm just kind of rambling at this point, but the ultimate indeed. I like you, Randy. I'm not sure who you are, but I like you. Anyway, we're going to. Oh yeah, did you guys see that insult? I might have posted it on the Discord, or maybe I put it in the text also. But it's like when you have children, it really illuminates character flaws in yourself fairly quickly, in my opinion, more so than maybe anything else that I've encountered.
I raised a teenage daughter, y'all. And she's a rad adult, by the way.
I know you're proud. You did a good job with her.
Years, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you're like Zach Galifianakis in the campaign. I said I wasn't gonna get mad, and I'm not mad. Oh Christ Almighty! But yeah, let me. Or actually, I sent it in here. Let me see, just pictures. So I posted a video on my personal channel earlier. It's me being excited because mostly excited because I received an anime manga, or a manga that I ordered. But I ordered some more, the next upcoming volumes in a group, and they sent me one of the later volumes first. And so I had it, but I couldn't read it. It was frustrating. But I made a video about it, and then I posted a video about it, and this guy comes on and comments, "He is the ultimate unemployed," and he spelled it wrong. Like, I love you. I love hatred in certain sects of the internet. I'm like, I know you're having a hard time, but this does nothing but strengthen me. I love stuff like that. It's like when a Polynesian guy came on to like one of my earliest viral videos and called me a fatty fish in another language. I had to translate the insult. It was a beautiful thing. I love that kind of thing. Like I know not everybody's personality is like that. Some people get insulted. I'm like, oh man, I'm just feeling really down. This is all weighing down on me. I'm like, I work construction. Nothing you people say is ever really down on me. I've been divorced. You think your word holds any weight for me? Oh. That's basically what happened. Yeah, but thank you, AC.
Look at this stupid dummy.
But yeah, like relating back to our earlier like topic, like as far as the church and state and politics and belief and good living versus the political like realm and strategies, I think Jesus said it best, as in, rend unto Caesar what is Caesar's, and rend unto God what is God's. It's like these things do not have to be tied. They should, and perhaps for the sake of both, maybe they shouldn't be. And I think that was a wise course. Anyway, what do you guys think?
Christman,
That got too deep for me, man.
I agree with what you're saying, Kahuna, totally. And I'm curious what Christman thinks of like. I just remember I was thinking of like the Halloween talk we were going through earlier. What's your take on Halloween? How's your how do you celebrate it if you do? And like, what do you think of like people's, in particularly people's satanic uh, disposition towards it?
Me?
No, he's asking Jarrod. Yeah.
Oh,
very
okay.
good.
I heard the word Chris. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, Christman. Sorry, my
I
bad.
Halloween's a tricky one.
It's maybe the most divisive holiday Christians
Yeah.
have to encounter.
And the thing is, as far as I know, in church, you go back to early church history, what we celebrate as All Hallows Eve is actually a Catholic holiday first.
Yeah, it came from All Saints Day, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and but the thing is, like, it's been co-opted into something else, and I think a lot of it. I mean, it just comes down to like the spirit, like what's the spirit of it? What's the intent of a person in a person's heart? Like for some people, it's definitely a time to glorify darkness, like even and so like this gets into some sort of like metaphysical theological realm here when you start talking about
heart posture versus action and the meaning versus the
that too, but it's like so the Bible, okay, it's intellectually dishonest to claim you believe in God and then to also claim that there's no devil or there's no Satan and there's no evil. There's no like maximum force for evil.
Yeah,
so
there is. Yeah.
So if you start on that premise, the Bible talks about Satan. It says that he walks around like a roaring lion seeking someone to devour, and like it in these very dangerous terms. Like Satan is talked of it was like, this is a dangerous adversary. He's called the adversary. He's called the enemy in the Bible.
Steal, consume, and destroy.
Over and over. Steal, kill, and destroy. That's his mission. And so it's taken seriously. And what I find is like a masterful stroke of strategy. The strategy of evil is to nerf evil. So evil, like dark things. Evil becomes this like cutesy. Oh, it's just this little thing we're going to do at Halloween, and we're going to
make it look fun, make it look sexy. Like, do whatever you need to do.
Right, and it makes it something like it's a teddy bear, and it is akin to the anthropomorphization that people make of a grizzly bear. Some people look at a grizzly bear. Stupid people look at a grizzly bear. It's like, oh, it's so cute. It's such a teddy. Informed people look at a grizzly bear. It's like, that is a heartless killing machine that will eat you alive from your asshole first. Like that is what a grizzly bear does.
Important. Yep, that's an important distinction.
That is what they do, and so people develop. I think the risk of Halloween is that people develop this.
I'm going to look up a quote and continue speaking.
This blase sort of harmless. Oh, it's just harmless towards things that should be taken seriously. And again, like
teddy bear-itis.
Yeah, and like not that they're. And I don't think most people do that out of bad intent. I just think I think if Satan, if you believe Satan is real, which I do, that is the most masterful stroke of genius he's ever had, was convincing the world that he's harmless and it's fun and it's safe and it's not a big deal.
Absolutely.
That's just masterful strategy. And so I think it comes back again. It just like it is intent. It's informed intent going into it. that makes that can turn Halloween from something harmless into something that's really dark and ought not be messed around with.
Well, anything good, most things of this world can be corrupted, and many things can be done to glorify God as well.
Yeah,
it's like back when my dad was in school. It was like they were listening to what was it, Scorpions in the bathroom, and their adult female teacher came into the boys' bathroom while they were in there and told them they were going to hell because there were drums in the music, and that is fucking wild.
dude. And
It's like a movie thing, but it happened for real.
Yeah, and so like, and you think about that. You think about this. So even now in current day 2025, I promise you there are plenty of Bible Belt Christian legalists, fundamentalists who say that, well, you're leading your children to hell because they want to dress up like Harry and Hermione for Halloween.
Oh, goodness gracious. Like, don't you know that the Harry Potter characters are fighting against evil the entire story? Yeah. Anyway.
J.K. Rowling herself has said Harry Potter is a Christian and is set in a Christian universe. Like, they celebrate Christmas, crying out loud.
You can also argue that the glory of God is what protects Harry.
Yep.
Like, all the anomalous stuff that like favors the protagonists in that story, you can credit to God. The stuff that isn't explained that favors the good guys. Because at the end of the day, like, an evil, all-powerful demi-lich wizard is nothing compared to like the all-powerful epitome of the idea of good and creation.
Yeah.
The source of everything. Like, there's no comparison to that. You know, one of them created everything. The other is just an evil thing that lives within that spectrum.
Is someone who thought, I can be God. Now, there's a quote by C.S. Lewis. I put it in the chat as well. It's in 2 parts, but by C.S. Lewis, the preface for the Screw Tape Letters, a very interesting book for any who have not read it. There are 2 equal and opposite errors into which our race can fall about the devils. One is to disbelieve in their existence. The other is to believe and to feel an excessive or unhealthy interest in them. They themselves are equally pleased by both errors and hail a materialist or a magician with the same delight. What a master of words. Imagine if he had never written anything. What a shame that would have been.
I know. But AC, to put a bow kind of like on like what I was, so like bring it all full circle. It's like, personally, like, I didn't grow up. We didn't celebrate Halloween the same way. Like, we would dress up, but we would always dress up like Bible characters, and then we would do like Halloween at the church basement, and it was
Bible man
thing. I was always like Samson or something. Like, I wanted to be like, that's what I wanted to be. But like my wife did grow up in that tradition, so Halloween, it's different. So we let our kids trick or treat, and I think it really comes down to the question, and it's not just about Halloween; it's about anything. It's just like, what does this point to? Like, what does this point to, and what's being glorified?
Yep.
And
also,
also
Thorin can't eat candy. He turns into a maniac for a week if he has any candy. It's bad. Or at least 3 days. It's bad.
But like, some people like, they celebrate Halloween, and it's nothing but an excuse to have fun with their kids in costumes. And like, I don't see that personally.
I can't condemn that.
I can't.
There's nothing in me that says that. Like, there's nothing. I told, like, Jarrod, I've talked to my kids about this. I said, because my mom and I have had a disagreement about this, and she helps a lot with my kids, and so they hear a lot of what she has to say, and she probably spends a bit more time with them. That's the truth, because I work. But she's explained to them that Halloween is evil and this and that, and then she also says don't ingest evil, like don't take in bad things, because that will inhabit your spirit and it will come out in some form or another. And like, she's half right to me. She's half right. So I told them this. I'm like, hey, I know Grandma has said this about Halloween, and she's not wholly wrong, but in my opinion, evil is an action. For people, it's an action. If you do evil, then that thing is evil that you've done. If you do good and it's for God, then it's good, and that's all there is to it. And so that was my explanation. But yeah, Christy, well, I don't know if you're religious at all, so this may be completely outside your wheelhouse here, but
I love Jesus.
then that's the right answer.
Is that good enough?
No. That's the ideal.
It actually is good enough. That's the whole point of Jesus,
Right?
Oh,
And I know Jesus loves me.
that's ideal. Imagine, like, what was that comedian? There's this non-religious comedian is talking. He's like, no, I'm not a Christian. Don't get my dick twisted. I'm like, well, you're very clear about that. It's like, but like, can you imagine being a Satanist? Imagine believing there's an all-loving God out there and being like, I'm with the other guy.
One compelling argument that I've never been able to hear anybody, because like I've heard, there's a lot of good arguments that like secularists and even Satanists can make, and like scientists can make at the end of the day, because when you're looking for an end goal, you can find it one way or another if you trace a path or whatever. But the one thing that like the other side, the light, has been, can always say, and will always just like kind of have this gotcha, is the worst thing that happens if the priest is correct is he goes to heaven because he's correct and he believes in him. And if he doesn't believe in him, the worst thing that happens is he goes to hell and burns for all eternity. If he's wrong, if he's incorrect, the worst thing that happens is nothing.
Yeah.
And it's the same result as if he didn't believe it, or as if he, you know what I mean, as if he didn't believe it. It's the same result. So when you look at that, it's like, that's kind of hard to beat. It's like the worst thing you do is you just believed that your whole life, and nothing else really came of it. That's the worst end result of that.
Well, like it's like the same idea. It's like if God exists, then why? Then yeah, we are here to glorify and worship him and be in relationship with him. If he doesn't exist, which I don't believe, if he doesn't exist, then there's no reason to do or think anything. Without God, there is no good and there is no evil. There's only basically hedonistic pleasure seeking. That's in my opinion. That's how it be, man.
Kind of what I think it's going to push a lot of people, and already has pushed a lot of people towards, like, I don't even want to say religion, but just like the idea of like a God, right? That there's more to this, right? And that's when they're in the presence of pure, undeniable evil. You're in the presence of pure, undeniable evil. It's kind of hard to. Well, if that for sure exists, then the opposite's true. So.
Well, if you see unadulterated, like full blown, like real evil for the first time, you have to believe that good exists too. Otherwise, what would keep that from all consuming complete evil from happening all the time if there was nothing to oppose it?
Yeah.
But no, I like how deep this conversation got all of a sudden. We haven't even smoked or anything, man. It's good. Oh man, there's some good stuff out there. It's like, and it's like there's that old quote too, like all it takes for evil to succeed is for good men to do nothing. And that's a valuable quote. And I was in a men's group with a friend of mine recently. He was talking about how he's been praying for the Holy Spirit recently, and he's been convicted to help out the less fortunate than him recently, and he's been doing that. And then when he was on his way home from work one day, he saw a man who was in need and he was begging, and he just prayed. He's like, man, can I just get a pass for this one? I don't feel like I don't have time. I don't want to do this right now. I've done enough. And according to him, Holy Spirit responded and told him, yes, you can have as many passes as you want. And he's like, oh.
Now I feel precious.
Now I it's like you've released the obligation. It's again that whole idea of invitation. We are invited to be part of a beautiful story, the best story ever told. and to like willingly walk away from that is such a tragedy.
Yeah. And see, that's where legalists get it all twisted backwards, man.
Yeah.
Because legalists think I have like the whole faith versus works argument. It's like I have to do good works because that's how I achieve my salvation.
There's no achieving
you
salvation.
Dummy. You can't achieve something that was given to you. Number one, you do good works because you received it. Because you receive salvation, you do good works out of that.
I
It's
love
like
you, Bill.
legal. See, I grew up on the buckle of the Bible Belt.
Oh
And
yeah,
so,
yeah, you were down
like,
there, yeah. No
and
wonder you
all
became
of-
a rock star.
all of the right, yeah, all of that fundamentalist legalist crap, dude.
I've actually never heard the term legalist.
Oh
Oh wow.
But please explain it. Man, we're going into my show for one moment. Mansplain legalist.
I'm right there,
There you
right there
go.
with you. There's some things that I'm like, hey, I don't know that. So I'm right there with
AC, I can always tell when you don't know something because you're always like you don't do anything obvious, but you're always like kind of take on the attitude, smile and wave, boys, just smile.
I'm out of focus, and I'm just like, yeah.
I think I know what you mean, but like I'd love an exact like explanation or definition of what you mean.
Essentially, Christian legalism is a rule-based Christianity.
Not relationally based. It's rule.
It's not relationship based, and it runs contrary. It runs contrary to the grace of Jesus.
Yeah.
So it is about no smoking, no drinking, no cussing, no dancing, none of like.
Oh, I'm
all
sorry.
Of the don'ts.
Bye.
It substitutes what do you call it? Conviction for shame. And shame is not of God. Shame is of the devil.
Yeah.
And so they're very similar things. So it gets tricky.
So
but
go ahead. It's based in. So you got to go all the way back to Judaism with this one. So it's based in the Mosaic Law, and there were 617 laws in Leviticus originally, and then Judaism, as it progressed, Judaism added a whole bunch to it. It's like, well, if this is what it takes to be holy, we're going to be extra holy, and we're going to add all these other laws to it. And
they make things that are cultural into they turn it biblical.
So the point of the law, the Mosaic Law was meant to be both a mirror and a map. It's like it's a mirror, it's a map to show you these are the steps if you want to try and get to God. Good luck. And it's a mirror to show you it's like this is the standard that you can never reach, which is why you need Jesus. And Jesus came. The whole point of Jesus coming was to bridge the gap between law and man, because it was something they could never fulfill themselves. What legalism does is the same thing. You may hear like other church people talk about like Pharisees or Pharisaical, like it is. Legalism is attachment to law. Like
I can earn my way to heaven is the attitude, if not explicitly.
In American Protestantism, legalism takes the form of like all of the rules. You don't smoke, you don't chew, you don't date women who do, like all of these things like that. And it's just this, and like every like Baptists have their own
boys and girls can't touch in any way. Boys are blue, girls are red. Don't make purple. That whole thing.
Yeah, the Church
of
Christ,
is not entirely a bad rule, but
Church of God, Church of Christ, Baptists, Methodists, like they all have their own version of this like law-based, rule-based religion, but it's not faith, and it's not, and it's antithetical. It's antithetical to Jesus, what Jesus did, and the grace that Jesus bought. So,
Ayo got it right here, man. If legalism actually worked, then Jesus died in vain.
That is 100% correct.
That is so good, dude. I'm so happy.
Yep.
I mean, I think that would be pretty much like the theory why people are like, I love Jesus, but not so much his fan club. You know.
Exactly.
which leads people away from having like fellowship and things like that with other Christians.
You know, like the majority of the people, the majority of atheists I've ever met personally, they're not. It's not that they don't believe in God as much as they just hate Christians because some stupid old guy in a church somewhere in Indiana told someone they can't be a Christian because they wear too much black clothing.
It's either that or something bad happened and they can't accept a good God would allow such a bad thing to happen.
Yeah, actually,
usually one of those two things. Almost.
And that is an actual quote from a kid that I met in Indiana on tour one time, who left the church he was going to because they said, "Well, there's no way you could be a Christian. All you do is all you wear is black. All you wear is black clothes." It was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That was what some stupid person said that, and so it's like, ooh, like that legalistic crap, man. It just
my dad saw. He went to church on and off when he was growing up. He believed, but it was like it wasn't a family priority kind of thing. But one time he was in church he went down in Sumner, and these other teenagers came in and they went to go sit in. They sat in maybe the second row, kind of up front for people who have never been before. And then some of these older folks came in and they said, "Hey, these are our seats." I'm like, holy crap, dude! Your priorities are 17 miles out of whack. And also there was, what was it? It was Bill mentioned something I didn't want to ignore. I just didn't want to interrupt. Also, and that is another thing that really bothers me with modern Christianity, as seen in America, is this idea of a complete 180 in life just because you decide to follow Christ. And then also, in my experience, that's not how it works. Sanctification, more often than not, I think, takes time. Even with God's help, you're still fighting. There is truth in what you say, but you cannot discount the miraculous. I've seen people change. I've seen things that I don't talk about on stream, but I've also seen changes in people that are so complete that there's no way they could have done it on their own. I even met this nice man Jim the other day at my men's group, a new guy, older fellow, and he came back to God and he said, "Hey, I don't like the way that I have been. Will you change me?" He's been a blue collar, hard neck, dock worker and a lumberjack. He's like the toughest blue collar guy you've ever met. And he swore worse than anyone he'd ever seen. His wife would leave the house because of how much he swore in just regular conversation. And that was a regular occurrence. And when he came back to God, he stopped swearing cold turkey completely, hasn't said a swear word since. And
pull that quote back up, if you would, please.
This one. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So I understand the sentiment here. And the theology's wrong. The theology's off. And let me do my best, my feeble best to clarify that. So it's a mistake when people say God is the God of second chances. That's not how this works. Because there is the blood of Jesus and everything in the rest of your life. That's it. You don't need a second chance when you've been saved. That's the point of salvation. It's nothing you can earn. So it's it's not like there's no time it takes to, after you decide to say, okay, yeah, I'm throwing in my lot with Jesus. I'm going to follow Jesus. There's no time in which it takes from that point to get it right, because you just can't get it right.
It's impossible. You can't get it right.
I'm trying to remember the name of this really
wise individual.
He was a pretty famous theologian, and they said
me.
it was towards the end of his life, and he was quoted as saying, he's like, I find that in my old age, I sin less, but I feel worse. Because the closer he got to God, the more he realized how deep the rot in his own soul really goes. And that's so it's I think that may be the sentiment that Bill's going like pointing at here. It's like salvation is salvation. Once you got it, you're not going to lose it. You can forsake it, but you can't lose it, and it's not going to be taken.
It's also the sentiment that, oh, I'm a Christian, and like people talk about these miraculous recoveries or changes that they go through, and he just has not seen that in his own. It's not been his personal experience.
Hey, I'm an addict
that
in
seems
recovery.
like social media version of Christianity.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah,
hey,
dude.
look at me, I accepted Christ, and you know,
But you tweeted this thing that one time. Yeah.
I have
gotcha.
seen people healed.
Me too. Yeah.
I have seen people's addiction break.
Like
And
chemical full time. Yeah.
And I'm an addict in recovery, and sobriety sometimes is like an hour to hour struggle, and I'm 6 years into recovery. So it's like, there's no one size fits all, man. There just isn't. I wish there was. Believe me, I wish there was. I wish I could go. I wish there was somewhere I could go and like go like go to the altar at the end of the church and like have somebody pray over me.
Jarrod, temptation gone. You're free.
Yeah,
completely. There is no more earthly struggle in this realm for you. It's not that he couldn't do that. It's like look at like Alice Cooper. That's a really good example, actually, because his need, his addictive process, it was for him, it was just wiped clean, and that's
good, man. Praise God. I love that stuff. I love that. And that has not been God's plan for me yet.
Yes.
Let's put it that way.
Well,
I wish.
Yeah. And here's the thing, like, whatever
damn you and your struggles.
Whatever you were filling your absence with your addiction, or whatever was causing that, was not also filling the absence of God in your life. And a lot of these people start by filling that absence of God with drugs or whatever, because like there's these certain things that without it creates voids, and we fill these voids with constructs that we build around ourselves, right? And that being said, just simply giving somebody something to believe in will actually cure a lot of people of their addiction. Whether, glory of God aside, that fact is a great baseline start. And then when you add, all the other factors like the glory of God and, all this stuff, it just makes it more likely, because if you fully believe in like that, right, then it just seems kind of pointless to be addicted. And then it comes down to just a chemical thing. Now it's only chemical. Well, aside from like the neural pathways that have been like it's like a trail that's blazed. The path is always kind of going to be there until the grass grows over, so to speak. But yeah, you see what I'm saying. I'm rambling now.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's what I like about like a lot of modern Christian neuroscientists and psychologists that are doing a lot of this work. They talk a lot about it's like, yeah, okay, great. It's good that you love Jesus and all, but like you got to rewire your brain, bro. And that's like a physical thing. Like you can, like there are some things you're not going to pray yourself out of. Like it's just not the way it works. You don't have trenches in your brain that you got to fill in with, and you got to reroute the road, bro. And so,
and you already like if you already love God, for example, then that's not it. Or like if like you just weren't filling that void. I don't know.
It's like the doctors told me, man. It's like, Kahuna, you can't eat 5 combination Costco pizzas in a row and expect there to be no physical consequence, my man. That's not human. No one can do that.
To go back to what Bill, that last quote that Bill had up there, that last thing he said, I'm not as kind of miraculous yet. And I agree with what Christy said a little while ago. It's like this stuff that gets focused on, that's like social media Jesus, man. It's like social media Christianity. And it's like, I take all of that with a grain of salt, you know?
Yeah, I with that kind of stuff, I always take personal experience as a more powerful qualifier. Like I'm like Jared, you and I could talk later. You and I have both seen things that are no science can really explain away. But yeah, no, and it's like animation's talking about that too. Recovery and addiction. There's like over time, if you're not like, you can't just cut things off. You need, like, it's the idea, like Jordan Peterson actually talks about this a bit. It's replace it. It's you don't just like, oh, I'm done drinking. I've drank my whole life. I'm done drinking today, and I'm completely good. No, you can't just take away. Like, if that's all you do, you stop drinking. You're just taking something away when maybe you didn't have very much left in your life. And if you're a lifetime drinker, you probably have a lot of things that you did with that. No, take it and replace it with something else. Like, yeah, like for me, if I'm struggling, like my example, if I'm struggling with lust, which I do, it's a thing. If I am reading the Bible, any day I read the Bible, that's not my struggle, and it's just a simple fact for me.
Yeah, so if it helps straight up in a simple way like that, then it's helping straight up in a simple way like that, and that's something that somebody can use and help with, you know.
Yeah.
Also,
like,
Christy hasn't talked in a while, and I think it's maybe because we talk a lot. You have any thoughts you want to share, or are you just a happy clam?
No, I'm sitting here listening to a group of men talk, and I am a submissive woman.
Oh, how nice.
Your husband's in the background. Somebody's like,
he's tied up in the corner.
In the cup trim.
No, I'm
sorry.
I actually am very much more of a listener than a talker. So like I'm enjoying.
Yeah, me too.
I'm enjoying. I really am. And I know better to not compete with you, Kahuna.
No one can handle it. No.
No, I'm enjoying the conversation, so I'm good.
I know. I want people to be included, and I know I talk a lot. And Jared, we're all capable of talking a lot. AC's actually pretty good at listening, but I know
you are good, AC.
I try.
I like the point you made, Christy. Though I like and like. I would like to hear you expand on that a little bit more.
Well, you know, it's funny because you kind of fed it back. You said what I said, and I'm like, wow, that seems super judgmental. I don't want to. That's the thing. I don't like, as a Christian myself or a recovering agnostic, I think I would say, who has fallen in love with Jesus and knows salvation, I think, but I'm not even sure I know. You know, it seems like you guys have it a lot more dialed in than I do. You know, I personally think your relationship with Jesus is very personal, and it is so individual and built for you. And it is a path, you know, where hearing your explanation of what was the thing, the law or
legalism,
yeah, like that shit's just so fucking bullshit. Like, to me, I'm like, no, like, yeah, sure, I'll still smoke and I'll still drink, and I'm like, should I feel guilt? I don't know, Jesus, what do you think? Yeah, you probably shouldn't, but you know, you're on your path, well, you know, like, or whatever, yeah. You know, like, I think I don't like I don't like judgmental people, and in my own life, I try not to judge as much as possible, but we all do, you know. But I think that's also my own personal story, is like every time I start judging somebody for whatever freaking reasons, it might even not even be like, oh, you're not living a Christian life or whatever. It's just judging them for their own mistakes, or they should.
Well,
And,
yeah, because
and,
we
and
obviously don't make mistakes or have problems or sinful
I like to think about
issues.
grace a lot.
Yeah.
I think we can, as humans, we can all do with giving other humans a lot more grace than we do.
Based.
Yep. For me, I had a legal battle fairly recently. It was over for my kids, and I did win. It took a lot of money and a lot of time and a lot of work. But I did win in the most complete way possible. But it started changing me, this whole process, about 6 months ago. And the biggest difference is when one night we were praying before dinner, as we usually do, and my youngest said, "Can we pray for mommy?" And I'm like, I'm not going to say no, because that's a very unchristian thing to do. In my own head, I said this, but we started praying, and I was saying the words and all that. But after a while, I'm like, what am I doing? God says, love your enemies, and she is an enemy. Physical, monetary, legal, and spiritual enemy in every capacity. Eat, kill, and destroy. That steal and destroy. That is the spirit she has lived with for a long time, and that is the truth. But then I started praying for her for real, and when you can genuinely pray for the good of somebody who really genuinely malevolently hates you, I think it will change who you are fundamentally. And I think that was a very important thing for me to do. And that was prompted by my 4-year-old at the time, now 5-year-old, my youngest Elric, a light in any room he exists in. Love that boy. But yeah, for me, that has been the biggest change in me in recent years. Because I go through life. I'm like, I want to get married young, have kids young, live the biblical lifestyle to the best of my ability, do all that. And I do all that. And then suddenly I find myself in 20 years old, divorced. I can't hardly see my kids. My life is falling apart. For the first time since I was 17, I'm living with my parents, and I have no other alternative because my money's gone every month. And I'm like, I did the things. I did the right things. Why am I suffering for my choices? My good biblical choices. And I am finally on the other side of that. I didn't hate God. I wasn't angry with God. But I didn't understand. Mm-hmm. And I think I finally, at this point in my life, I finally do understand. I don't hate my ex-wife. I want her to feel God's grace. I want her to seek him again. Because there was once upon a time where she did. It's just not now. So anyway, rant over. But good. Love this conversation, man. It's good stuff.
Well, I can imagine your wife feeling and seeing that and having that worldview would be also helpful to you. Not that would be the reason. But,
I'll show you the transcript when I get it from the court thing. Stuff my lawyer was shocked. He went the next 3 times we talked after the court hearing before the decision by the judge. He's like, I cannot believe she said those things in front of a judge and God and everybody. I told you, man, you didn't understand. You do now. But yeah, no, God's grace. She said all the wrong things. The entire 2-hour, 3, 5, 6. No, shit. It was 9-hour process. But
for the sake of your kids, she did.
Yeah.
As you do.
Yep. But yeah, man, it's been good. But we've been going for almost 3 hours now, and I don't want to keep Christy up any later than she already is, and AC too. I know you're hanging out with family. I don't want to take away from your special family time.
Christy's on West Coast time. She's on with us.
Oh yeah, we're good.
However, I was up at 4:30 this morning, so.
Oh, you're young.
And I'm
Thank you. I'm so young.
I'm hitting the lab after this. I got some physics to make.
Nice.
I was excited. I was working on that before the stream a little bit, and I was like, "Ooh, I'm starting to Jared, you know what I'm talking about when you start like writing or like recording or something, and like
Just
there's
cooking.
like a momentum. There's like a momentum, and then you're like, nope, just save and quit now. Just save and quit now. Click
Yeah.
that X button. Get this window out of my face. Like,
I'm a fat guy who's run down hills. I know all about momentum.
Have you guys ever heard though too that women they really do need an extra 2 hours of sleep a night?
Yeah.
You like on average at
Yep.
least.
I don't know if
Compared
it's
to men.
scientific.
Like
I've
I
just
really
observed
feel it. Dude, like I seriously like if I try comparing myself to my husband, which really wives and husbands do not freaking do that. Don't compare yourselves to each other. That is destructive. But like that man works, and I'm like, I just need to go to sleep. He's like, go ahead. And I'm like, thank you. I love you, husband. You know, be grateful for each other. You know, if you're a married couple, be grateful for what each other does. You know, I think we do get stuck in crazy societal patterns and judgments and shit like that. And
we become ungrateful for we become ungrateful for the expectation. What we expect. Like if you eat steak every day, are you going to love steak? The enthusiasm of someone who doesn't have it all the time. Whatever happens regularly, we have a tendency to disregard or forget or not value properly.
And my husband is beefy.
Oh, I've seen. Now that's a ribeye I've ever seen. People on the show, are they gay or just are they gay or European? We don't know.
We need to make Christy a regular, man.
Oh man, it's a blast. It's been fun. But we are coming up on that time. I think it's about time. So we'll start down at the bottom with the guy who just muted AC. Any plugs, any variety, Bad Dragon, any kind you want, any final plugs before we go?
Well, I recently made a couple breakthroughs with my audio engineering process as far as my music goes. So I immediately pulled out the old shovel and dug out all the old dead songs and started throwing a fresh coat of paint on it, which kind of turned into like magical pixie dust that resurrected them. And so now I have a whole album of songs, like 14, kind of lined up. And yeah, I'm going to be looking for maybe a couple more last minute collabs. But yeah, the song I put out with Jarrod a while back, I'm going to redo that. Well, I got you here, Jarrod. If you got those stems floating around, you can send them my way. If not, I might have them floating around. If you want to change anything on that song, let me know. I'll send you the new instrumental when that comes. But yeah, that's what I was working on before the stream was music. And
yeah, you posted a link in the Discord, didn't you?
A little bit. Like that's actually old at this point. It's been quite a process, and a lot changes constantly. Like, give me an hour to work on it, and I can get a lot done. That said, keep your eyes peeled for that. I don't know what I'm gonna name the record yet, but it's gonna be, full length. I'll do the art. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna just have fun with it. There might be 2 features from the band Villain of the Story on it. One for sure. But yeah, aside from that, I got a couple more pages back from Luke Stone with my comic. I mentioned this to you earlier, Kitty. So book me on your shows. Let's anybody out there listening, if you host a show, let me come on and promote like my band, my podcast, or like my comic, my books, whatever.
Yeah,
whatever
that art you posted on Twitch today is really good.
He will show his holes. They are great holes. Yeah. They're on either side of his head.
What
were you thinking about?
That was one of the new pages, Christman. That was the first female orc ever put to page or on screen from my world. So it was really cool. Luke Stone gave her a little tooth. So she's very feminine looking, which is cool because
I have a weakness for a snaggletooth. It's great.
It's got a snaggletooth, yeah, dude.
I used to have those before braces.
Oh no.
But yeah. So all that stuff in my Linktree, hit it up. It's been under my name this whole time. It's in the description. Thanks for coming on again, Kitty. Can't wait to come on your show.
Yeah, dude, just like hit me up in DMs, AC. Like I feel like you're not great at the DMs, so I'm just calling you out live. Like just DM me, dude. Like I'm gonna stop chasing you. Like it's not very feminine to chase men, okay?
I will eventually get back to it though. It's like a post-it note, you know. That's how I
Yeah.
do it. It's writing
Just-
something on the.
I can imagine.
I know
conversations
we're
in general.
connected on social media, so just DM me when you're ready and we'll make it happen.
And you can always yell at me, like just.
No,
open up.
that's your wife's job.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
She is very good at it.
Okay, here's what we
I
do.
love you.
Connect me with your wife on social media and I'll tell her to DJ you.
Moonzillatero, shout out, follow her.
I think we already do follow each other on
I'm sure.
Twitter.
Oh,
All right,
God.
J-Rod. Any things you want to link? Any ideas? Any things you want to reveal to the audience?
Just had a really good conversation with you guys. So this has been a good night. Yeah, go wherever my movie is online. Go watch it. It helps. It's on. Shout out to Pops at Madness Entertainment Group on Roku. It's on Tubi. It's on Amazon Prime. It's awesome.
Wait, you're not black.
Couple places on YouTube. Like it's a bunch of places. Yeah, go watch the movie Missouri Bill Ballad of Missouri Breaks. And then a quick update: we have begun the filming process for the trailer for the new film, and these guys got to see a little sneak peek of what we filmed Sunday. I'm pretty excited about how that's going to turn, how that's looking. I think it's going to be awesome. I've got I got a lot coming up with that. It's trying to get the trailer filmed and ready for release by Christmas time so that we can roll with it 1st of January for the new film and start our crowdfunding campaign. So yeah, buckle up. It's going to be good times.
The nude scene, very tasteful. You wouldn't believe who it was. Now,
It was
Christy. Speaking of nude scenes, Christy, tell us about your.
Why do you got to throw that wrench at me?
We know each other too well. Anyway. Christy, it's time to talk about your plugs on the internet. Your turn.
Okay. Thank you, Jarrod, for bringing up Madness Comic Network or Madness Entertainment Group. You can find my show every Thursday streaming on Roku through Madness Entertainment Group, but also every Thursday on our YouTube. That's Flip City Magazine. Find us. You're going to find us. It's going to be great. I don't know. I saw your Trump thing. Anyway, so I do that show every Thursday. I interview a different independent creator on YouTube, also streaming to Madness Entertainment Group. Also, through Madness Entertainment Group, we do a collaboration with artists where Flip City Magazine offers a topic for artists to draw on. Then we take all the illustrations that come in and we write amongst them. And we have a new one coming up for 2026, our very first issue that's going to be published. Will have this 2-page feature in it with the Madness Entertainment Group. And the topic is Load Lights and Low Lives of 2025. It's going to be very funny. And then also, of course, we have our current campaign right now, Flip City Volume 27. It is the Parodies Special Edition, 5 years in the making. It's an 80-page, full-color magazine stuffed with our best parodies made over the past 5 years. You can find that funding on fundmycomic.com/FlipCity27.
Fantastic.
Love it.
Well, as you heard, her pages are colored now. They do make them that way now. No, let me. I can't. It's hard to turn off, man, especially when I get with cool people. But no, for me, I've been trying to release more regular videos and shorts. I want to talk about everything, but I have limited time, and editing is up. And it's fun. But I do have a link here. I'll post to my latest short. I'm pretty happy with how this short came out. I have a new intro for when I do mail or box and opening stuff now, and it's pretty fun. It's animated and all sound design by me. Obviously, I manipulated Grok
And
and
it goes
images
like this.
myself. Yes,
That's your sound
just
design.
like that. But anyway, that's all I got, man. Just look forward to more stuff on all of our individual channels, all the things we're going on between Roku, Tubi, with movies and shows, and AC's comic, and my shirtless, beautiful self talking just a 31-year-old man talking about romance manga for young girls. Now, moving on. This is the end, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for all who showed up. Thank you for all who remain. We appreciate you. We love you.
Absolutely.
Aggressively. And we look forward to seeing you next Tuesday. Now I'm going to remove them for the exit. Bam.
Thank you, wonderful chat. Bye. Mwah, 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 mwah.
Lies. Anyway, no. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for showing up to the Iron Seas. We will see you next Tuesday at 6:30 PST, the Lord's time. And now, you know what time it is. It's woo time. Woo!